They stink, man. They stink like nothing you ever smelled before.
At UN *** super chatted $4.99. Who else is looking forward to Cody and Drew on Friday? Will TTW cover the Rumble?
Would you like to answer a question right at this particular time? Would you like to do that?
At Honor Sharp super chatted $5. I see we have begun to enter the upside down cake. But this is back, so all is right. Stop getting sick this. You need an uninterrupted heel run. 8p.
tonight on This Is Awful.
If you go back, after a while, you start to listen to Jim's work, you're all everything sounds like Bam Bam Bigelow's entrance.
Got a hammer lock and a Tommy Cross. Yeah, I'm gonna go all night. I got a suplex, no one's doing it. When I came to fight, I got a figure four. Yeah, I'll show you some more. With a big new 1, 2, 3, where the camel clutch. I know it's a mud. You'll be getting the mercy of me. Gravity is my business tonight. Well, you know I'm gonna divide. Cause I'm gonna bring you off the top rope tonight.
Yes, indeed, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is the This Is Awful show, coming to you live from Cyberspace Studios. I am your co-host, Awful Wrestling. And alongside with me now is a man who has defied death. He kicked out at 2 on death's door. Please welcome everyone to the program. My co-host, AEW Disciplinary Committee, Akadis. How are you, my friend?
Well, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right.
That's
doing
good.
great.
That's good.
Yes, indeed.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, so listen, death almost gave you a tombstone, almost counted you out, folded up the arms and everything. Earl Hebner made the count.
We make it's something it's hard because like I always make light of this stuff, but if I am being serious, this was probably my most like serious thing in about 4 years that's happened in terms of my issues. So yeah, I mean, can't keep me down. It's definitely not the worst thing. I don't no one go out there writing obituaries or anything like that. I'm fine. So
I got one written out for you, by the way.
I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 people do, and most of them are celebratory. So it's like what was that? What was that show where they were talking? Oh, it was 30 Rock, where they had like 40 different death stories already prepped for people who are getting ready to die. I'm sure somewhere on the internet there's a death story about me ready to go. I'm ready to go live. But
so the hospital bed icon that you have right now, were you wearing the mask?
No, but everything else is scarily accurate.
I bet.
It was so freaking hot in there, dude. Okay, so I'll people want to know, and
yes, for everyone that wants to know what was going on with this, he's going to take a little time with us and give us a little storytelling on exactly what went down and the ramifications of not 1 but 2 shows.
Yes, so where do I start? So Christmas, right? The week before Christmas, Max got the hey, look at that.
All right, let's hit it.
Oh, it didn't get. I forgot. It's under. Thank you very much. Beard says, "Love you, Dis. We love you too, sir." Thank you very much for the super chat. And we have a couple more super chats in the back.
75 cents.
We have a couple more super chats in the back that I will play here after I talk a little bit. But yeah. So a couple weeks ago, Max got sick, and I thought it was just a sinus infection. Turned out it was the flu, and I got a little bit of it, and my voice started going away, but. Flus, when you got everything going on like I do, flus are kind of nothing, like my voice went away. That was the only reason I couldn't do Toonie Talk a couple weeks ago, is because my voice went away. And we were never planning on doing a Toonie Talk on Christmas week. That was something that me and Marv talked about months ago. That it's just like last year we did the Christmas week one, and I think like 4 people showed up. And it's just like, let's give them Christmas. It's fine. So we weren't going to do it that week. But then the week before, I didn't have a voice and you were tired. And it's just like, do we want to put on a bad show, or do we want to just let it go? And
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Tonight's gonna be a bad show. I have not watched an ounce of wrestling in the past week. I've been completely unable. I have played more WWE champions on my phone. That's my interaction that I've had with wrestling. We'll get to that. So Max got a little sick, and I got the flu, and it didn't seem like it was going to be anything big, and it actually went on.
Homeboy, OJ Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
And George Capital super chatted $5. Welcome back, this Scissor and Heart brother.
Scissor and Heart brother. We're Scissor and Heart brothers. Thank you so much.
Scissor me,
George.
daddy. Scissor me, brother. Thank you, George. Appreciate that very much, my man.
So, yeah. So I went the rest of the week, and I kind of, when you have the flu, it comes and goes, and you feel bad and you feel good, and you take NyQuil and you kind of sleep it off, and it's not a big deal. And then I made it through Christmas, and then the day after Christmas, I ended up waking up, and I was real lightheaded and woozy, and I'll say I was bleeding. I'm not going to go into details of where I was bleeding or any of that stuff, but I lose blood. That's my big thing. If you want to know,
does it come out your eyeballs?
It comes out of every orifice you can imagine. So I was losing some blood, and I decided, okay, I should go in and get seen. And I went into the hospital the day after Christmas Eve, morning after Christmas Eve, before Max even woke up. And my sister was coming into town that weekend. So I'm like, let's go to the hospital. If I catch it early enough, they can probably just give me some fluids, give me some iron, send me on my way, and maybe give me some steroids or something, just to level me out. So I go into the hospital, and the hospital, when I got there at 9 a.m. on Friday morning, and I think I got out at probably, it might have been 9 p.m. Like, it was all because I messaged you when I got out, and that was like after SmackDown. So because I missed all of SmackDown. So yeah, it was late, and I finally got out. I went home. I hung out with Max. We watched SmackDown late that night. Woke up the next day, and Saturday went okay. I hung out with my sister a little bit, no big deal. And then Saturday night, I started bleeding again. I'm like, fuck, I know I'm gonna have to go in, but I didn't want to, and I was just kind of hitting myself and not wanting to do it. And it was a mistake because I finally went in the morning. When I got there Saturday morning, and they triaged me, my hemoglobin. So my hemoglobin when I left on regular hemoglobin, people that don't know, is above 14. When I left the hospital on Friday, mine was about 13.5. When I got to the hospital on Sunday, it was about 12.1. And then they put me in the ER. And I waited in the ER for 12 and a half hours. The waiting room for the ER for 12 and a half hours. Wow. Apparently, there's a new strand of COVID going around. There's a new strand of the flu going around. The flu is worse than COVID this year. And they don't want the flu people getting COVID, and they don't want the COVID people getting the flu. And so they had everyone separated. And I had already had the flu. So they're like, he's not the priority. All these other 90-year-old people with the flu are the priority. So I sat around for 13 hours and bleeding in the ER waiting room. They finally take me back, and I got back to a room. They put me in a room by myself. I didn't see anyone for an hour and a half after they put me in the room. And they finally came and got me. And by the time they got me,
you didn't happen to go to Lancaster General Hospital, did you?
No. Is that what it's like there too?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So when they finally got me in a room, they put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me down to like a real ER room, and I passed out. And I woke up in the ICU, but I wasn't like in the ICU. They explained to me like, so by the way, have you ever been in an ICU, Awful?
To visit, yes.
To visit. Have you been in the ICU? Have you visited one in the past 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. This thing, it was like the Star Trek Enterprise, dude. It was insane. Like there was a desk in the middle, and then there's these glass rooms that are like clovered off, where it's like each room is like a leaf on a clover. That's how I kept picturing it in my head. It was like one, like a sport. What's that called? Like Washington, D.C. is, you know how it's designed. It's like spork and something, not spork. Spork is a utensil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Or like a wheel where it's like the middle part and then the rooms dash out from it. Anyway.
Right. Concentric circle?
Sure. That's a good word.
Okay.
I'm sure someone in the chat's gonna make fun of me. It's what do they call, what's the middle of a wheel called? Anyway, so I'm in there and there's the guy in the middle. The whole point is that they had actually taken all the people that should be in the ICU and they put them up in the regular floors because they didn't want them all contaminating each other. They didn't want the COVID people getting the flu people sick and the flu people getting the COVID people sick. So I got stuck in the bowels of the hospital. I have no internet. I have no data. The only internet I have is hospital.
So you're underneath
internet.
the parking lot.
I basically, yeah. And it's all, there's a TV that came down from the center of the room that talked to me anytime I needed something. Like I could see the guy through the glass, but then he would come down on a television screen from above to speak to me anytime I needed anything. And I felt so dumb in there. But they had each one of those rooms loaded up with 2 people because we weren't contagious.
Right.
We were just, we were just something else, whatever. So they had 2 people loaded in each one of these rooms. And the temperature must have been 75 degrees in there. The guy that I was in the room with, I don't know what he was there for, but he had been there for like 3 days already in that room. And he like owned the place. The guy had hair extensions. It was 1:00 in the morning and he was playing a slot machine on his cell phone at full volume.
Winning cash.
Yeah, this guy's like 75 years old playing a slot machine at full volume. I'm bleeding to death next to him. My hemoglobin was down at 6.5 at this point. And I'm bleeding to death. And that guy's complaining. And the next morning, that guy, so I eventually passed out and I woke up the next morning. When I woke up, that guy was on the phone talking to a lawyer about a malpractice suit against a different hospital.
Oh my God.
But the internet there, all I could do, I get my phone and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go on the internet. So I go on the internet and I download their app. They had you can go on their Wi-Fi to download their app. So I went on their Wi-Fi, download their app, but the Wi-Fi only supplies their app and their app only had Messenger on it. I couldn't get to anything else. And since I'm in the bowels of the hospital, I have no data or anything. I have to call Max on a rotary telephone, despite all this magic technology around me that makes me look like I'm in space. I have to call my family on a 90-year-old phone. And so I get a hold of them and we do all that. And I end up.
What is your hospital? Is it the St. Elsewhere set?
It's a surprisingly good hospital, but it's just like they were just overloaded. You know what I mean? It was the nurse said that after, it seems like everyone around Christmas time does exactly what I did, which is I know something's wrong with me, but I don't want to address it right now because it's Christmas.
Right.
So I'm just going to wait until after Christmas and then I'll deal with it then. So then everyone came in after Christmas and that's where I was. So I dealt with that for 3 or 4 days. I went through a few different, man, that first guy was the worst. Worst roommate I've ever. He'd walk around. Dude wore a diaper. He'd walk around in his diaper, just walk around, comb his hair, brush his teeth, shave with his diaper on, right in front of me, like I'm not there. He talked. He'd get on the. We had one phone between us. He was always on it, talking to lawyers about suing different people, and he was really when the football games were on, we had, he had the TVs on the football and he also had the radio on football. So I'm just sitting there like watching. So my phone, I could get YouTube on my phone. Right. So I'm just like watching YouTube videos with my Bluetooth in while he's watching, all the football games because I don't give a shit about the football games. I'm sorry, guys. I know football is great, but I lost my team. They're gone. They went to Los Angeles. So I don't have anything to do. Again? So, I was St. Louis. I was a Rams guy. They came right when I was in the prime time to enjoy football, and they won a Super Bowl. So they were my team. Now my team are the Battlehawks. By the way, thank you very much. That's the XFL.
Battlehawks. Okay, yeah, XFL. XFL is still going on.
Yeah, well, they joined up with the UFL. They're all one now. And it's a conference, but yeah, they're still dude. The Battlehawks were the most successful of either league. They were because they were selling out the Edge Dome. So. But yeah, so I dealt with that for a few days. I finally got out. I'm trying to think. I could tell you stories about the nurses, and I did have a Big Zeke. That was my third roommate, Big Zeke. You would have liked Big Zeke. I felt bad for him. He was a good guy. I had to do everything for him though, but he
tell us about Big Zeke.
I don't know. He was a good guy. He told me to call him Big Zeke. And then
his shows were great.
After he told me to call him Big Zeke, we proceeded to, the only words that were ever uttered between us after that was, "Can you call the nurse?" And then I'd call the nurse. Eventually I got my own room because I'm white. And
there you go.
That's pretty much, I think that's the only reason I got my own room. I can't think of another
Was Big
reason
Zeke black?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What was his last name?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I can't ask his last name.
Sure you can. Delve into his medical records.
What do you think? You're related, awful? Are you like?
We might be. His last name was Jackson.
So I got my own. No, I got my own room because I think he was much worse than I was, and they didn't want him being stuck somewhere with somebody like it. He didn't want to put him in a situation like I was in when I came in there, you know.
Right.
So eventually I got a hold of a Beard, and I told him on Facebook, because I could use Facebook through the phone app, and I told him that I wasn't going to be there on Tuesday, and he cried a whole lot. I know he did, because he's Beard. He's the greatest, he's the sweetest man I've ever met in my life. Sorry if I'm ruining your gimmick, Beard, but he's the nicest man in the world. And and I got I did eventually I got a hold of you, and you told me that people were sending me their well wishes and stuff like that, and I will get back to everyone who has in time. I still haven't really jumped on X. I came straight home today, so I'm on steroids. I don't know if you can tell right now, but I'm pretty hopped up, and I'm also coming down from Dilaudid.
From what?
Dilaudid.
Oh,
I've been on Dilaudid for the past week. Oh, do you not know Dilaudid? Dilaudid is
no. Come on now.
Dilaudid is a step below fentanyl.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
At Mickable * super chat $50. Welcome back.
What?
Don't scare the * out of us like that again. Sign of the horns, scissor.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mike. I need to go in the hospital more often. No, I'm joking. Thank you so much.
I need to check myself in.
Mike Glass, that is amazing.
Thank you, Mike.
Ooh,
and I did send this the message that you sent me. This can vouch for it.
That's
I'm an honorable man.
He did, and like I said, I didn't want. I'm going to get to people individually throughout the week. I still haven't really jumped on X or anything yet. I came home and I was still pretty high when I got home, so I slept for 4 hours, and then, I wrote an essay to you, and then I slept for 4 hours, and then I wrote another essay to you because that's what I do when I'm high. Apparently, you should see. I had, dude. In my notes app on my phone, I was looking through it afterwards, and here, you want to give you an example of what I wrote to myself? Oh, here we go. I have something else here. Neckbeard says lies. I'm an asshole. He's true. That's right. You're an asshole. We'll say that. No, I wrote.
Thank you, Beard.
I will give you an example of my writings while I was high, laying in bed next to this guy with the hair plugs. I can't sleep all day or night because of this shit's lights. His slot machine game keeps playing at top volume, and him calling people on speakerphone. He watches TV with the volume all the way up, takes up both sinks, and spends 45 minutes in the bathroom moaning every time he goes in there. He walks around in a diaper, and because I wrote this to my nurse, because she said that he said it was hot. Or he said it was too cold. I turned the temperature down 2 degrees. I walked in that room, it was 76 degrees. And I turned it down to 74. And instead, by the way, we are 3 feet from each other. And there is nothing separating us. And he watches me go and turn it down to 74. And instead of looking at me and saying, "Hey man, can you leave it up? I'm kind of cold in here." Instead of doing that, he gets on his freaking call light, and that TV comes down from the ceiling. And the guy goes, "Can we help you?" And the guy goes, it seems to have gotten chillier in here. I had it set to 76 degrees. Can you please come and fix that for me?" And I look at him, and I'm just staring at him, just daggers going at this guy. So the nurse comes in the room, and I wrote this down and I showed it to him as he walked in the room. And the last line is, he can put on an extra fucking blanket.
Hospital wars, everybody. So you can't have a roommate at a hospital. You kind of want your own room. But you don't want to have too many problems.
Like, I've been in rooms where it's made for two people and it can work. This room was not made for two people. This room was made for one person. And this dude, man, oh my God, I was gonna get up. And so there was the next day when he finally got out, the nurses came in, the morning shift came in, and they had brought a curtain in by then because they knew that there were tension between us. So they brought the standing curtain in, and the door was on my side.
That'll really separate you guys.
Like we're gonna have slap fights or something.
1/16 inch cloth.
So the nurse.
At UN ** super chatted $4.99. If my father wasn't already dead, I would have thought he was your roommate.
This guy,
Thank you, Ewan.
Thank you, Ewan. So and also, by the way, I'm not even get on his political rants that he started going on at some point too. I'm pretty sure nobody, I don't know who, it's like he was dictating his political rants into his phone. So the nurses come in, he gets discharged in the middle of the night, and the nurses come in the morning, and they go, Mr. Blah, 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 are you okay over there? And they didn't hear anything. And I said, oh, they got rid of him. They discharged him. And the nurse goes, wait, are you serious? And I go, yeah. And she like gets a big smile on her face, and she runs out of the room, and she comes back with another nurse, and she goes, look around the curtain. I don't think he's there. They said he wasn't there. You check. And then the other girl looked around the curtain. She goes, he's gone. And then they were just so happy that he was gone.
Nurses shouldn't act like that. That's unprofessional.
He wasn't around. It's okay. Give him a break. They work hard.
Yeah, but what if you had no problem with him? You would have.
They knew I did.
Professionalism.
They put a curtain between us because we were slap fighting.
Good Lord.
It wasn't
fighting.
I kept my demeanor very well. I didn't confront him at all. I let it go. I was sweating. The overnight nurse eventually turned the temperature down to 72 because he called his supervisor, and his supervisor said that 72 is the temperature that they're supposed to keep it in a room when there's a disagreement. They're supposed to keep it at 72 because that's the temperature where if you're too hot, you can take a blanket off. And if you're too cold, you can put a blanket on. That's what the guy said.
What in the world? Look at this psychological, template that they've got going on. Yeah, 72 degrees, they'll be okay. 70 degrees, listen, be ready for a boxing match.
And then Zeke comes in and they just start throwing dirt on him and shit, Nah, everyone likes Zeke.
I bet you they were racist nurses.
I had another one in between there. I had another roommate there for about 6 hours. He was a nice guy. He was really funny because he just laid there. He didn't get up once. He was there for
potatoes. Super chatted $5. I think they very professionally showed the disdain for the man AEWFUL. 8.
Yeah, I would say. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the super chat.
Apparently he harassed them a little bit too. Like he would always ask for kisses. Oh, he yelled at a Jamaican. That was another thing he did. He yelled at a Jamaican. I remember that.
What's the Jamaican doing in Kansas City? What the fuck is going on out here?
She was a phlebotomist, and she comes in. I'm not going to do the accent awful. I'm going to keep away from that. But she comes in there and she brah. No, I'm saying no, she came in. Brah. Yeah. She came in and she goes, okay, I have to take your blood. And he goes, if you take my blood one more time, I'm going to call your supervisor. You are not allowed to take my blood anymore. He sounded like Paul Heyman. He really did sound like Paul Heyman, now that I think about it. He was like a little skinny Paul Heyman with hair transplants. But so he goes, if you want to take my blood anymore, you're going to have to get someone else. Because you know why? And she goes, why? And he goes, because last time you did it, you stuck my finger. And she goes, excuse me? And he goes, you didn't have to put a needle in my finger. You chose to put a needle in my finger. And now you're not allowed to stick me anymore.
So you had Karen as your roommate.
Yeah, this poor girl was, because you get to, like, she felt really bad, and she said that she'll get someone else, and she got someone else, and the other person couldn't get him anywhere. And she's sitting there watching, and she goes, I got your finger because you're a very hard stick, sir, and we can't get anywhere else. And he goes, well, I'll let you do it again, but you're not going to get my finger. And then like 5 minutes later, you hear, ouchie,
My homeboy, OJ Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. Yelling at a Jamaican in Kansas City sounds like a euphemism for something.
We'll try to come up with the euphemism by the end of the show.
It's something like something like a Jamaican in Kansas City. Like there's something that should be before that. But yeah, there's also a Kenyan. I had a debate.
Thank you, Honor Sharp, for the super chat, by the way.
I had a debate with a Kenyan about homeschooling. That was fun. He was a good guy. He was a doctor. I liked him.
Are these guys going to Kansas City because they know they won't get caught with their green cards? What? Kansas City, the most lackadaisical city in America, next to Minneapolis.
He wasn't my doctor. I didn't catch his name, but I liked him. He was intelligent. Like, he sat there and we had a discussion. And I'm like, I am really high right now. The whole time we're talking.
This is the only way I could talk to a black guy. I must be really high.
But man, he brought a chair over, and he just sat next to my bed, and he was like listening and hearing me out, and it was good. Here's what I'll say. And then I got out today, and I came home and I slept because I was really high, and now I'm not high anymore. So end of story. I'm back. My hemoglobin, if anybody's curious, it's in the 8s. I'm going back on Tuesday to get more blood and iron. It should go up more then. And then I'm going to St. Louis on Thursday to get new medicine. And once I get that, everything should be taken care of. So anyone who's worried, everything is in the works to, get fixed.
Well, it's great that you're back. Yeah, really. Yeah, what's going on?
But I will leave you with these words.
Hospital.
I will leave you guys with these words of wisdom. If you're ever in a hospital, you can yell at your doctors all you want. You can, get if you need the help. You know yourself better than a lot of strangers do, even if they are educated. You know your body. Fight for yourself, advocate for yourself, but be very nice to your nurses, because they will give you your Dilaudid. And if they don't like you, they won't. And so
they'll fucking pump you full of mercury.
Be very, and also, to be fair, nurses are the ones that end up fighting for you. You know what I mean? They're the ones. They're the only ones that are gonna stand up.
And you only get to see your doctor like every 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, he barely shows. He's how is everything going? Yeah, Sandy told me all about you. I gotta run. See ya.
The doctor shows up. Yeah, the doctor shows up and messes everything up, and then the nurses have to clean up their mess for the rest of the day. So be nice to your nurses, and that is where I will leave it. And yeah, I mean, if anything else happens, I will keep you guys posted. We're gonna be on Tuesday. Me and Jake are gonna be watching NXT for sure on Toonie Talk, and we have some stuff planned for down the line. Oh, and let's
you bastard! I'll be there as well. I don't know why you keep saying me and Jake.
For sure.
Me and Jake. He said that shit in the pre-show too. Like me and Jake.
I asked and you said, "I'll say in a minute." So you were like, you give me a.
I'll say what in a minute.
You tell me. I said, "Are you going to be there on Tuesday?" You're like, "I'll talk about that in a minute," and then. It was
I'll be there.
So, okay, there we go. So Awful will be there, and then next week I believe Marv will be back, and we're doing something then. We got some super chats, and let me hit up this from before we got on. So let me hit these up and
right, because I got some questions too as a spectator's advocate for Toonie Talk Wrestling.
Yeah,
but go on.
So let's do this.
Last time I was in San Francisco, I went downtown looking for a woman. I couldn't find no woman. I found a lot of men that look like women.
At UN *** super chatted $4.99. Who else is looking forward to Cody and Drew on Friday? Will TTW cover the Rumble?
Thank you, Ewan Cumia. And to answer your question, yes, Marv will be there joining us too. We will all be doing, yes, we will be doing the Rumble because we're doing the Rumble pool that is coming back, and I will be planning something for our Discord server for anyone wanting to get involved in the listener pool, because I know people really liked doing that last year. So we are covering the Royal Rumble. Awful. What did you have to say?
About what?
I don't know. You said you had some questions.
Oh, yes. Listen, first off, what happened with Toonie Talk Wrestling the last couple weeks? Because as I was saying during the pre-show, and this is no offense to Marv or Dis or B or anybody, but I just really didn't know. I was assuming the entire time that we were going to show up maybe the next Tuesday or the Tuesday after that. Being the only Negro on the show aside from Keb, they didn't tell me anything. So
I messaged you.
I was definitely in the woods on that one. Please clear up the air.
Here's the problem, Awful. I talk a lot. And
you certainly fucking do.
My messages are very long, and a lot of times you'll miss stuff that I have in the middle of them.
You said it yourself. It's TED Talks.
Yeah, exactly. So, I did tell you. So the whole deal was we were always going to take Christmas off. We were going to talk about taking Christmas off on the week that I got sick, and then.
Then we took Kwanzaa off and Hanukkah off. I mean, what's going on?
The week of Christmas is the week of Hanukkah and the week of Kwanzaa.
Okay,
so,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
because I'm an ignorant, anti-religious bigot.
We were going to go off for the holidays. I just didn't want to get all PC on you.
Right.
Every time I mention Kwanzaa, you get real offended. I don't know. It's weird. I
do. Kuji Chakalia. Umoja.
Assalamu alaikum. What?
Fucker.
So we were always going to take that week off, or we're always going to take the week of Christmas off. We were going to announce that we were taking Christmas week off on the week that I got sick and the week that you were and you remember you messaged me earlier in the day and you said you weren't sure if you were going to make it, and then I hit you back and I was like, well, can you let me know, because I need to make an announcement, and I didn't hear anything. So then I sent another message. I was like, okay, we're just going to call it. And then you sent me back and you're like, I can be there, but by the time I said we could be there, I had already gone to bed. It was already like, I can't get a show ready in that amount of time. So, so that's what happened that week. And then we were just always going to take Christmas week off. But I did say that we were taking Christmas week off when I announced on Twitter that we weren't going to have a show that night.
Right.
So, that's what happened those past.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off my camera for a second.
Okay. While you do that, I will hit up this next super chat here. Oh, and by the way, I am very much looking forward to Drew and Cody. I have not watched any wrestling. Have they announced what the 3 stages of hell are yet? If somebody could answer me in the chat, I would appreciate that, because Max has not shut up about it since it got announced. Every time I've talked to him, I'm in the hospital dying, and my son's like, do you know if they did they say what the 3 stages are going to be yet? 3 stages of heck are going to be? He won't say hell. I keep telling him he can say hell, but he won't say hell. So he asked me if what the 3 stages are going to be.
The 3 stages of heck include a straight wrestling match.
Okay.
Then the next match will be a false count anywhere match. Then the third match will be a steel cage match.
Okay.
So
that's good. I like it. Not too much. It got, the last one where they were doing like multiple cages and they did like, what was it? It was like one was a submissions match. And I like the regular match. Street fight cage. That's my favorite setup for the 3 stages.
This is pretty much what it is. False count anywhere is pretty much a street fight.
Yeah. So
that goes.
Oh, it's the old school cage. If that's true, okay, that's really cool.
The blue barred one?
Oh, well, it might be the Attitude Era one, but I guess he's talking about the black. They're in Germany, so they can't. They don't allow.
This is going to be taped.
I don't think they allow chain link in Germany anymore. I think that's a thing. Isn't that true?
Are you fucking around? Because in all my research on Germany and World War II, I've never heard that one.
I don't know why they would make the old school bars, but yeah. Okay, so it's Big Blue. Yeah, George Captor says Big Blue is coming back for that match. So.
Oh my God, that's going to be so awful.
I love the Big Blue cage.
I hate Big Blue.
Really? Oh man, that's I love the Big Blue. My whenever one of my first big matches that I was really into, and this is going to be a little embarrassing, was Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake versus Macho King Randy Savage and Zeus. Because the first pay-per-view I was ever allowed to order was No Holds Barred, the match, the movie. And I videotaped it. My dad set up the VCR so we could record it after when we ordered it. And so I still have that original recording where 90% of it is Mean Gene screaming about how they might not do Royal Rumble on pay-per-view this year, and that everyone needs to call their cable company. But yeah, that was like my first.
Answer a question right at this particular time. Would you like to do that?
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. 3 stages of hell. Please probably won't even have plastic bags, spiked wood, fish tanks, or someone set on fire.
Thank you, Regina. And you know what? Speaking of Regina, let's do this one too.
Shout out to my homeboy, OJ Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. I see we have begun to enter the upside down cake. But this is back, so all is right. Stop getting sick this. You need an uninterrupted heel run. 8p.
Yes. Thank you, Regina. That's part of my heel run, though. If I wasn't
heel
if
run
I was always here.
spelled HEEL, but not heel run spelled HEAL, because that's the kind of real heel run he needs.
Yes, I need it. Yeah.
I gotta start looking for a new co-host.
One of these days, to the moon. No. Yeah, we'll get there. So, enough about all that jazz. It's, I guess, wrestling happened. I've not been able to watch. So I tried to turn on NXT on Tuesday, and Big Zeke was not having that, so I could not watch NXT on Tuesday. That's the only, but that's besides that, the only exposure I've had to professional wrestling this past week has been playing WWE Champions on my phone, which is interesting because I could blow up the internet. That game it's like lost to time, but it still has Samoa Joe and Cesaro and Dean Ambrose and all those. It's an active WWE game that still has all of those guys in it. And I bet I could make a big stink if I took a bunch of screenshots and put them on Twitter, because no one's played that game in years. And it could be like, look, they're advertising Dean Ambrose on a WWE product. And then there'll be a ton of rumors about it. So WWE Champions was a really bad game, but it's the only one that I could get working on my phone without internet. It's like a puzzle game where they fight each other. I don't know. Anyway, but that's the exposure I've had to wrestling.
Some real nerdy shit over here.
Really, really nerdy. But that's the only exposure I have had to wrestling. So I did hear. I mean, you want to go into the Bruce Pritchard stuff? You want to?
Definitely.
Okay.
But before we do that, I do want to thank everybody for showing up and being here with us tonight. I mean, you could be anywhere. I mean, you could be telling us that we're dead and that we have a canceled show, or you could be telling others that same thing. But you chose to be with us here tonight, and we very much appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. But let's
I guess make sure you drop that like at the bottom, by the way. And if you want to get if you're hearing all these fun sound bites, you want to know how to get involved. If you donate if you get us a super chat of $4.99, it gets read aloud on air, and you get a nice little fun sound bite to go along with.
Yeah, for posterity. It's on the internet forever.
So instead of waxing intellectual about New Japan Wrestling for 3 hours, let's talk about something people care about. And
yeah, because we were going to do an NJP. In fact, apparently there is a pay-per-view going on right now, I believe. For Nuge. What was it? Nuge?
I don't think I'm allowed to say it. Yeah.
You've been banned from saying.
Yeah, I think I think white people aren't allowed to say it.
Gotcha.
One's in the chat. If you're watching, if you're really interested in the New Japan pay-per-view that's going on right now, hit a 1 and put a 1 in the chat. We'll
yeah, please.
I'm interested to see that. But instead, we're going to be talking about something people care about, and that is Bruce Pritchard. So you just want me to bring it up?
So let me set the stage for you. Bruce Pritchard obviously has a podcast, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and I believe his co-host is still Conrad Thompson. And in the show,
just recently returned, right? Because
I believe so, because I think he got hired back into the WWE.
No, that was not what happened.
Okay, well, talk to me.
No, I mean he's been in WWE for the past like 4 years. He got sick. He had health issues and he couldn't. He was working from home and he couldn't do that much travel. So I don't think he did. I think someone in his family did. Right. So JBL took over the show for a little while. So it was something to wrestle with JBL. And then I think a few weeks ago, I still liked the Pritchard show. Of all those Conrad shows, I have not listened since it came back, but
you don't like it. I don't know what
I've been in the freaking hospital. Awful. What do you want me to do?
So you're gonna listen to it when you get home, when you're home, huh?
I am. I probably will. Liar. It's really good to listen to when you go to sleep. It's a nice little. He sings me to sleep at night. But
some listeners have told me that you cure insomnia as well.
Good. I hope so, dude. I think I would be honored if people fell asleep to listening to this show, because that means that it might play on. It might afterwards. It might go to our next show, and then it might go to our next show, and then we'll get like 5 or 6 plays off.
then there's ads.
Yeah. So fall asleep. Listen, this is awful every night, people. Oh, we should set up a playlist. We need to do that. We need to set up a playlist for This Is Awful. So
I guess so. Do we have 24 hours worth of content?
Nah, you don't need 24 hours to make a playlist. I've seen playlists that have like 4 things on it. I think we do though. Actually, I think we probably do have 24 hours. I think we've done we've done at least like 10 of these, and some of them go 3 hours. So I bet we have 24 hours.
Right.
Anyway,
well,
go ahead.
I'll tell you what. So if there's any musicians in the chat or in in cyberspace listening to us now, I want you to pay very close attention to what Bruce Pritchard has got to say about a former WWF producer for the music for almost every superstar that you know, and that's Jim Johnston. And he's got some very interesting things to say about the former WWE music producer. And if you have that ready and available, I would love to have you play it, my friend.
Absolutely. Let me bring it up. It is right there.
Jim had a huge contribution to the business in general.
Maybe have to rewind that.
Yeah.
But yeah, please.
Okay, well, vamp a little bit.
Sure.
So what is your take on the current? Is this concerning the current music quality in WWE?
This is concerning the clip that I have is concerning Jim Johnston's contribution and a critique by Bruce Pritchard, which I believe is completely off base. And here's what he's got to say about, the legendary. I'm showing my bias immediately, but the legendary Jim Johnston.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some producing on the fly here, so let me do that.
Jim had a huge contribution to
our
business in general.
They understand.
Jim wrote the soundtrack for a lot of people's use. The issue becomes with only having one person to do that.
Hey, don't give them all the trade secrets.
It all starts to sound the same.
I've been on there we go.
They already know that.
And it's not a knock.
And I will start over. And
Jim had a huge contribution to the business in general. Jim wrote the soundtrack for a lot of people's youth. The issue becomes with only having one person to do that. After a while, it all starts to sound the same. And it's not a knock on that person. When you look at the
what the fuck is
work that Jim Johnston did, now
it's unbelievable.
Anybody?
Yes, absolutely.
It's incredible. However, Jim had a sound. And if you go back, and after a while, you start to listen to Jim's work, you hear everything sounds like Bam Bam Bigelow's entrance.
Dude.
That's why we also used Jimmy Hart. That's why Rick Derringer was used. That's why other people were used. But then as things got smaller and Jim wanted more control, and Jim wanted more and more and not to have as much outside influence, kind of was, instead of, I don't know, I would think I would have gone, yes, God, please help me. But yeah, man, Jim without a doubt, like I said, he soundtracked so many people's lives and did so much. And I thought his work was great. But when you have so much of it, it begins to sound the same. And instead of, getting more help, you want to keep more control. It's like, let go, man. Take the help.
No, I'm with him. Nope, I'm with him. I'm with him.
Well, Explain your part in this.
Yeah, because I can tell I know you were poo-pooing on it a little bit. I think I think Jim Johnston's later efforts were not great. I think you get into like the Rob Conway era, and you get into the parts where like it all did kind of start sounding, and maybe that wasn't Jim Johnston, maybe that was they already moved on by then. But I do agree about the idea about aging musicians. You don't agree with that? You think you don't think aging musicians run out of ideas?
Listen, Bruce Pritchard is so off base. First off, let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
I wish, and it's times like this, because Neckbeards is considered a musician. I've seen him with videos of him playing the bass and all that. And I just want to know if he agrees with me. But I do not believe that Jim Johnston's work started to sound like Bam Bam Bigelow.
No,
if we go back, that was the beat that he was using a lot of times. In fact, I believe it was in the movie Beyond the Mat, in which Jim Johnston kind of gives you a little bit of his philosophy on at least Kane's entrance in the movie, where it's just like it's very brooding, plotting, boom, pop, boom, pop, boom. But to say that this guy's music started to sound the same, I think not, my friend. Does Stone Cold Steve Austin's music sound like Brock Lesnar's music?
No.
Does the rock music shut up.
Okay.
Does the rock music sound like Triple H's music? By no means. This is, again, Bruce Pritchard talking out of his ass, because I know he's not a musician. I don't think he can play a lick of anything. But the fact is that you've got the man who defined a couple decades in music, Jim Johnston. Okay. He wasn't. I don't believe the line where he says he was looking for more control. I believe that he was looking for some goddamn recognition, and to talk about Jim Johnston in the same way, or excuse me, in a different light than you would with somebody like Kevin fucking Dunn, who was a producer forever, did the same type of camera work and producing 14 shots in 10 minutes. Like, listen, guys, I don't know what sort of if Jim Johnston shit in Bruce Pritchard's lunch or whatever, but I can tell you now, he's completely off base. And he said, we got Jimmy Hart. And we also got Derringer. Rick Derringer did one fucking song, and that was for the biggest star in their company, and that was Hulk Hogan.
He did more.
Other than that, what else did he do?
He did more than Hogan, because he did he did a couple songs on that album. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying
On the album, I'm talking about theme songs. Yeah, I mean, come on now.
So Johnston left in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
By the time 2017, now, by the way, I'm not meaning any disrespect to Jim Johnston. I think his output is remarkable. I think he is easily the greatest music director in the history of WWE.
Sure, easily.
It's not even a question. There's no, number one, I don't know the context. Like I said, I haven't been, so I'm assuming he's just saying, he was just coming on saying, this is why we parted ways. He wanted more power, and taking him at his word. He wanted to be the guy and not use other guys, which I think is a mistake. I think in this day and age, I think using Def Rebel exclusively is a mistake. I think using one source at all is, because I think, honestly, I think your best reactions get when you can use music from outside of wrestling that apply to the wrestlers, in addition to using music made specifically for the wrestlers. It's just whatever sounds best is what I think should work. If he's just trying to disparage Jim Johnston as an artist, I will disagree wholeheartedly. If he's saying that he wouldn't let go at all, here's somebody who agrees with me. Oh, there you go.
At UN ** super chatted $4.99. Rick Derringer did Demolition.
Yeah, and also
Demolition. Thank you to
Travis Pancoast in the chat said he also did Junkyard Dog. So,
ooh,
yeah. So, but yeah, I'm just saying, I think that Johnston also, he got in that ruthless aggression mode, and he never got out of it. Like
talk to me, musician. What do you mean by
no,
this?
first off,
Let's talk
yes,
about your music theory.
I'm not, dude. I played the trombone. Okay, I'm not Mr. Musician over here. But as someone from the outside, he got into that kind of, it's like every song sounded like the intro to Raw from 2000.
Yeah, for every mid-card and jobber, yes, of course. Because you want to know why they themselves did not have a character development for Jim Johnston to work with. When Jim Johnston was told about Kane or The Undertaker or Demolition or Stone Cold Steve Austin or any one of these guys, there was a template that he could work with. If you're going to talk about somebody like, who did you mention earlier?
Rob Conway.
Rob fucking Conway. Can you tell me what his character was first off?
Yeah,
foremost.
Yeah, it was My Way, or the whole deal. He was remember he had the schoolboy hat and he had the sunglasses. He kind of looked like Buff a little bit.
Okay.
And his song was like, "Just look at me." You remember that song? Just look at me. That was Rob Conway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was him.
No character development whatsoever. Nothing for Jim Johnston to work with. That's my.
Or did they go to him and say, "This guy
it.
is very full of," like, we don't know. You're saying that you don't know. You weren't there.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But the output tells a story.
So, well, what's the output? The output was 5 years of every song sounding like. Name one good song he came up with past 2012. Name one memorable WWE theme past 2012, between 2012 and 2017.
For big stars?
I don't care if they're big, little, anybody. Name any song that is memorable from that time period.
I can't think of any to answer your question, but it was also, it's so funny. It's also that time period where WWE stank for a long time.
And I agreed with you about Kevin Dunn. I personally, I think that they needed to overhaul the entire thing. And I thought that from about 2013 up until 2022, that just needed a whole refresh. And that I personally, in my opinion, would love to have Jim Johnston as the director, kind of overseeing everything, helping with the songs, but I don't think he needs to be the guy playing the guitar, writing every note, doing that. I think his talent came when he was able to find that exact right sound for the exact right guy. But I think we spread him out as much as they spread him out. I don't agree with getting rid of him completely. And I just listened to what he said, and all he said in that clip that you showed was that Jim Johnston was running out of ideas. And when you are told,
and Bruce Pritchard is a hot spring of ideas.
I don't know, who knows? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if in that what he said in that clip that you specifically gave me, I think that he was spread very thin, and his output was hurt because of it. And I'm sorry, I know Mike Glass in the chat said musicians don't like as they age they evolve, and it's like, no, not always, dude. I'm sorry, but you can go listen to a lot of those bands that we really liked back in the 90s and the 80s. When they started producing music 20 and 30 years later, it didn't. U2 never needs to make another freaking song again forever in the history of mankind. Okay, like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of, you run out. You just run out eventually. It happens, and everyone runs out of ideas. I don't think it's a bad thing. Martin Scorsese isn't making the same movies he made when he was 30. Steven Spielberg isn't putting out the same material.
At Andredums 8004 super chatted $4.99. The trombone. Now we know where the heel diss villain arc really took off.
Yep, that's right. When I went in and I said I want to play the drums, and they said, no, your arms are long, you have to play the trombone. That's where it started.
The fuck?
They did that. I went into this place and I was like, they're like, it was band day, and they're like, what instrument do you want to play? I go, I want to play the drums. And they go, let me look at your arms. And I held my arms out. I go, you're a trombone man. And they handed me a trombone. And that was the next 6 years of my life.
Here's a triangle, kid. Fuck with that for a little bit. But let me tell you some names that Jim Johnston has produced music for. You tell me if they're low ballers or high ballers. We got Shawn Michaels, Sexy Boy. We had Bret Hart, the theme song for Bret Hart. Mr. McMahon, Kurt Angle, Come on now, goddammit. The Ultimate Warrior, Triple H, the Generation X, The Rock, The Undertaker, and what do you know? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, by the way, Brock Lesnar. Like the superstars go on, and you can tell me now you can tell me everything about that particular character without any music, and you have a great understanding of who they are. This, my friend, is what makes Jim Johnson motivated to come out with some bangers, because the character that they've developed or that they've drawn up, or Vince McMahon or whoever, they're fully fleshed out. So it's easier for Jim Johnson to come up with music. That time period in which you were talking about, where they themselves were struggling to find out, like, who's the next big thing. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough for a musician to do that. So I think Richard's a little off base in his assessment of Jim Johnson. Oh, it's so underhanded too. Bruce Pritchard is so known for being so goddamn underhanded and sneaky. Oh, his music's great, but he starts to sound like Bam Bam Bigelow after a while. But it's great. It's good stuff.
So let's go in his later output when he made
output.
Let's Light It Up by AJ Lee.
Great song.
What are you talking about?
They used it. Hold on. They used it. It got a big pop. It's recognizable.
Okay, yeah. But okay, but at the same time, what's wrong with like Sami Zayn's theme song at that point? How can
There's nothing wrong with Sami Zayn's.
How can you not? Everyone complained for the past 2 years about Yeet and that music. But that's instantly recognizable. You know who it is. It gives you that energy. It gives you that pop. It tells you what you need to know about that character. That stuff still happens, but people just complain about it now because it's new, and they don't want new. They want old because we're old, and that's all. It just kind of feels that way sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with some of the newer music that's being pushed out. However, like, I think of some names like Jade Cargill. Her theme music sucks. Asuka's theme music,
which one?
The Empress of the second version of their song.
So not the one they're using now.
No,
they went back to the I'll agree with you on that. The remake.
Yeah, awesome music. But come on, Bruce. I mean, really, what is it that you do, motherfucker? Like, you're disparaging truly one of the greatest musical minds in professional wrestling. In fact, he's the only musical mind that we fucking know of.
You know what? I'm going to take I don't do this often. You might want to get me on record doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to apologize, because I was not speaking about him as an artist. I was speaking about him from a practical, where the business is moving standpoint, and the idea that I thought he would be better served in a overseer position than an actual musician. But I do understand where, as an artist, that could upset someone. I do understand how, because you're doing exactly what you're told. You're trying to do as best you can. You're still putting out, you're working with the shit they give you, which I defend all the time. I always defend working with the shit they give you. And if that's the argument, then I totally get it. And I'm not going to fight you on that. I would, if somebody were to come to me and be like, it's, the Fandango song is just as good as Brock Lesnar's song, then I will fight them on that. Okay.
Right.
But if you want to say that he was not given material, sure. I do believe, and this is as someone who is aging, I do believe that as we get older, our tastes aren't as in line with current pop culture. And I think that there is a way for you to move into a higher position, still overseeing it, being like a producer more than an actual, and kind of changing with the time. I'm sorry, with the time, so to speak. And I can see where I think that's where he should have been. Dropping him, I don't think was ever a good idea.
Because he wanted some control. And what kind of control do you think he wanted? He probably wanted maybe, a little bit more bread Well, now we know that they could have really afforded it now. Maybe back then they were probably watching their wallets a little bit, but my God, to not have Jim Johnston in like the WWE Hall of Fame, for example.
And I also just saw that
come
recently in the chat that was in context of him being in the Hall of Fame.
And
he should 100% be in the Hall of Fame. That's
100,000%.
Yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He should have been put in 2018. And I'm guessing that the quote unquote control issue was that Vince McMahon was trying to bring in, contracted studio musicians to do Jim Johnston's job. Mm-hmm. And he got upset about it. And that's why I said, as an artist, when you're talking from that standpoint, totally get it. Because you don't want that. But in terms of if he really was, and Bruce is a Vince ass kisser, and everything I listen to Bruce, I have to put through that filter. But you kind of have to do that when you listen to anyone talking wrestling, right? You have to put Bret Hart through the Goldberg filter. You have to put Jim Ross through the Bill Watts filter. You have to put Jim Cornette through the racist old dirtbag filter. You have to, you can't you can't just take anybody in wrestling at their word, because you have to put Hogan through the Hogan filter. Everyone is doing their own thing, and you can't listen. If you're listening to anyone in wrestling and taking their word at face value, anyone in wrestling, from Jimmy Hart, the nicest, or Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jimmy Hart, the apparently nicest people on earth, all the way down to the Brock Lesnar's and the dirtbags on the other end that everyone wants to talk about. If you take anybody's word at face value, you're doing it wrong, because all of them are working you. Every one of them are. So yeah, but if you want to just talk about purely from an artistic standpoint, throwing the old art out for the new and that kind of thing, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't like that.
Right.
Also, Mike Glass, I'm sorry. I just want to say I didn't, because I mentioned him earlier when he said the thing about aging. They evolve, they don't get worse, and I do kind of disagree with it, but I do understand from an artistic standpoint where you're coming from. So,
as far as those like musicians, pop musicians, and all that, what I've noticed is that the longer they are around, it seems like they try to just meld into like the current music of the day.
Yes.
You'll have U2 trying to be like Taylor Swift with a couple songs, and I know I'm talking out of my ass because I don't really pay attention to too much modern music nowadays, but that's one thing I have noticed about musicians, is that they kind of like they blend into the modern music scene. It's just like, that's not the sound we like. You know what I mean? That's not the music we really dig. If I wanted to listen to that, I'd play Little Yachty or something. But it's one of those things where it's just like, I saw the clip, and I understand that Bruce Pritchard is an ass kiss and all that. That's why I just took so much umbrage to that comment that he made about, like, it's just so he speaks out of both sides of his mouth on that one. He's a great guy, but his music started to sound like Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow just had this. It was boom, pop, boom, pop, and it was bam, bam. Yeah, that's the backbeat for a lot of the superstars' themes. But come on, Bruce, that just lets me know that you're not really into music. I'd love to know who some of his favorite artists are. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, blow my nose. But yeah.
I think this also leads to a more intricate. First off, I had to sit through REO Speedwagon a couple days ago, playing New Year's Eve. So, and I cried because I'm like, these guys, this is sad. This is just sad at this point. But it does lead to a bigger discussion about how it's not just Bruce. I mean, half of the IWC or the WWE side of the IWC, it claims they want Vince back and will kiss his ass and act like he never did anything wrong still to this day.
Right.
Where I'm on the other hand, I'm on the other side thinking, I don't care what he did in his personal life. I wanted him to stop producing television 15 years ago, and right. I think the Vince McMahon cloud looms over wrestling a lot still.
Dude, did you hear about how the fact that like he changed WrestleMania 39?
Yeah.
Changed the ending to the Cody and Roman Reigns match.
Yeah.
Like at the very last minute. So that was like big news earlier this week. Like the fact that through court documents they were able to surmise that Vince McMahon was still running the show way back when.
Well, here's the thing though. We knew that at the time. Did you not know that at the time? I mean, we knew that at the time.
It was all speculation. Let's get real. We can say we knew it. We just guessed correctly.
Well, okay, you knew it if you were listening to the right people. If you listened to Dave Meltzer, you didn't know it, but I mean, there were people that were telling us Vince is still there and he's still doing, I don't know what you're, where you think he went. He's back. But yeah, it's annoying. And we talked about predictions later. For a second, I had in my predictions that Vince McMahon would end up back in professional wrestling before the end of the year.
Boy, you're
in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get into that because I was
going
to make comment.
We can go.
You want to go straight into it? Huh?
I mean, what else you got?
We can talk about some fifth wall shit that I see that happened in the chat I'd say about a half hour ago.
I didn't see that. Go ahead, go for it.
Yeah. First off, TTW is not dead. Okay, despite what you might have heard from certain people. Not to mention, we've outlived that motherfucker. Yeah. So shout out to him. He will not ever be fucking named. And what was the other thing?
If TTW was gonna die, it definitely won't now. I'll tell you that much. If it was ever
a little bit of
die,
a changing of the guard, so to speak, but that's not even like the biggest deal. Hold on, let me get myself back on camera because I want people to know I'm fucking serious when I say it.
Oh wait.
Oh.
I have to read this one. Vince shit on Cody like he was a paralegal. Maybe I shouldn't have read that one.
No, I like it. I dig it.
Thank you, Ewan.
That's fucking comedy.
It is. That's good. That should have been a big one. I'd like to hear the TTS say that out loud.
Right. But yeah, there have been some, rumors of our demise, and let me be the first one to apologize to all. Let me be the first one to apologize to everybody at home and everybody listening. I mistakenly told you all that TTW was going to be on a particular Tuesday. I was not, made aware. That is my fault, not anybody else's. But yeah, we're back on Tuesday, bitches.
Yeah, we're going to be on this week. Jake's coming on. We're going to watch NXT. And then, Jake, he's going to be hanging out with us more often. Marv's going to be around sometimes. Me and Awful will always be there. Hey, you know what? I'll say it. You want to? Okay, I'll say it, dude. You want to say it? You want to say it?
I don't know what you're going to say, so say it.
I'm working on something.
Your health.
My health. I back in the day, a long time ago, I had an old podcast. And from the very beginning of Toonie Talk Wrestling, I was talking to Marv and I kept talking about like, hey, you know what? I want to do it, man. He's so good. I want to bring him on. I'd love to have him on sometime. I want to see, because you know what? Awful. My buddy that used to run the old podcast with me.
Okay.
He's like, it's basically you, except he's meaner to me. Kind of, you know how you have friends that you've had for 20 years and they just constantly give you shit all the time over.
Yes, I am that person.
Yeah. He is too. And he was always very reluctant to come on. And over the past few months, I think I convinced him to come on. So we might actually be able to get a reunion of my past glories involved with that whole situation. But I think I do have a slight fear of it though, that you guys will like him better than me. Particularly you and Beard will probably like him better than me.
What the fuck is up with what are we 14 out here? Like, what's going on?
I am.
Yeah, I know you are.
You guys are.
We're gonna put a stop to that. We're gonna grow you up real quick.
It's just like because I will fall back into the but yeah, I'm very excited about that because he's been my best friend since I was 12 or 10, but he's also not someone who it will not be a situation where he will probably, you guys will have a better chemistry with him than I will most likely.
Great pretext. Great way to bring in your friend.
The tone is just, I keep thinking about it because I almost was like, is it redundant to have him and Awful on? And I was like, no,
it probably is.
No, you guys would play so good because he's the same type of thing where we could argue and not get angry at each other. Right? It's that same vibe that we have here where it's like we can argue, we can fight, we can get into shit with each other, we can call each other names and curse each other out, and then it's like the road or the coyote and the dog. At the end of the day, they slide the time card and they go out and have a beer. Like that's very so. It's been something, and I teased it a long time ago, and it didn't fill out. But he's on Discord though. If you ever, he's been on Discord for a while. Secretly,
let me apologize also to the people on Discord. I know I should be there more often, but I choose not to because I don't want to. I think this has got a good thing going over there. I'm not really trying to fuck
I'm actually going to be on Discord more often now too.
I see. You see what I mean?
So
he's going to be off X.
I'm gonna take some. I'm not going to be off of X, but I am going to kind of. I like Discord better. I think it's a better vibe than X is. So I am going to kind of hang out more on Discord more often going forward. It's hard on. I used to watch all the shows, and it's hard to watch all the shows with you guys because. I like to be present while Max is watching those shows. It's something for me. I don't know how long this is going to last, and I don't want to lose that, So I like being present in there when he's watching them. So being on there and chatting with you guys and stuff. But I am trying to be on Discord more often. There was another question in the chat. They asked about Kev. Kevin, from what I understand, Kev is not tapped out. It's just a matter of when he can. Kev has a very important real life job. And I can't even talk about his real life job.
No, we don't have to. But at the same time, I mean,
I miss him.
Listen, Kev,
I miss him.
Where the fuck are you?
Yeah. Nah, yeah.
I'm starting to get angry with you, big guy.
Now he's gonna get messages from people and
right. I send the Nation of Islam after you or something. We gotta get you back on the show, my man. I can't hold up these two white men forever.
You know what I love about Kev though is he's always like if we would have done a show last Tuesday, he would have been there. He's always there when you need him. You know what I mean? Like when you're like, man, I wish Kev was here. He pops in right when every time he did. When every time it got to the point where because there were a few times when you got sick or I got sick or something like that, and every time one of us
got sick.
Yeah, you missed like 3 shows over the past few weeks.
It wasn't because of sickness.
Oh, sorry. You had to do deliveries, right? You had to do deliveries. Yeah. So, but yeah, Kev would always pop in. He's always.
I do not work for UPS, by the way. I have my own business. I have to do deliveries.
Right.
Yeah.
Works for Amazon Prime. Damn it.
Oh fuck. People are now hurriedly going to Amazon Prime's HR database to find me.
He works for Uber. That's where he's.
Oh fuck no! Are you kidding me?
I did that. No shame in working for.
Listen.
I had fun.
There's no shame in working for Uber. There is plenty of shame in what they pay you. Period.
Dude, you know what? It depends. If you know how to do it, and this also it's been 5 years since I've done Uber, so it might be different. But and I just did food deliveries. But if I went into town on a Friday and Saturday night, I could make $300-$400 pretty easy on a Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, you're out there 7 hours.
No, yes, 300. I mean, that much for 7 hours? That's
no, dude. See, people forget that you've got to fucking gas up. You got to make sure your car is in tip-top condition.
Oh, okay. I was delivering food. So
it doesn't matter what you're delivering. You're running your car. You know what I mean? Like you're running through your car and there's just no guarantees on Uber helping you out with, a flat tire or running low on gas. And then sometimes, see, I only did the DoorDash for maybe what do you honey, maybe 2 weeks, maybe fucking 2 weeks. And I was just like, I'm so done with this. There's no money to be made. Now I understand we're talking about two different companies and all that.
And I
But
also think we're talking
DoorDash
about
is
two
more.
different situations. I'm not talking about doing it
Yeah,
as a full-time job.
no,
I'm
neither
talking
am
about
I.
doing it
Neither am
as
I. I just did it as like, let's see what this shit does. And boy, oh boy, like sitting in parking lots for an hour at a time, like
yeah, it's
hoping
fun.
that you're low. Yeah, oh, it's fun. Yeah,
I
loser.
had fun. I was also going through a divorce at the time and stuff like that. So it was
Okay,
kind of,
well that'll do it. Yeah,
it
you
was
gotta
kind of
make
nice.
every $7.46 on every fucking delivery.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Uber did not pay well, but maybe it might be the area too. Maybe it might be because I am in a
Yes.
more rural Missouri, like I'm in rural Missouri, basically.
Mhm.
I'm in the fifth largest epicenter of Missouri, doing my Uber, but my tips were good. I would routinely have $20-$30 tips. And,
Okay. Well, that'll
so,
do it out there in the rural areas, but
Yeah.
like in the suburbs or near the city where I'm at, it's no. First off, you're
Okay.
in competition with everybody.
Yeah.
Like you'll see the dasher come up or the information come up, and within seconds it's already gone. And this will be like for like $4 or $5 fucking deliveries. It's just like, nah, you just blow those over and you just wait for like the big shark, the $15
Yeah.
McDonald's order or whatever. I don't know.
I
But
would
yeah, the
routinely,
worst. I would never recommend doing any of that shit for anybody.
I would routinely every night I would get at least 2 or 3 like $20-$30 tips. I one night during COVID, I did grandma's Christmas shopping. I did all of her Christmas shopping for her in one night.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up making $300 off of that one thing.
Mhm.
Because eventually she just got my phone number and called me, and she gave me a $250 tip at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So I guess it might have a lot to do with where you're doing it. Because I guarantee, if you're right, if I was doing it in St. Louis, I would not have that same experience that I had doing it.
I know somebody who privatized, and narrowed down their clientele to where they didn't even have to use DoorDash or Uber or anything. Like they would get the phone call from that particular person who formerly was an Uber customer or whatever, and they would just do deliveries for them, kind of like what you said about this old lady. But yeah, don't do it, folks. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of gas. It's a waste of money. It's a wasted effort, because kind of like what this was talking about, like, you get the $300. It's great. It's wonderful. And then it's almost like chasing that white rabbit. Like, I hope I get that $300 the next day and all that. And it just never happens. So don't even bother doing it. You're better off doing a stable job somewhere.
Unless I'll say I do still support low paying jobs for like, college kids, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm still kind of okay with that. I'd rather them go out.
Don't do it in a 1985 Buick.
No,
Please don't do it.
No. Unless you're just doing food. If you're just doing food, whatever. If you only or if you're in an area where you can do it on a bike, then maybe I could see it being okay. Do it on a bike. Yeah, I don't know.
Your order will get here in 45 minutes. Meanwhile, it's 1 mile up the road. We're walking. There are some Uber people in my area who walk.
Yeah.
Like,
in your area? In your area?
Yeah.
What are they delivering? Local honey? What are they doing?
They are delivering local items, but it's just
Poppy
like tobacco leaves, soybeans, horse food for the Amish.
They'll raise a barn for you if you get it on the right time.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I would like if my daughter or if my nephew came up to me and was just like, I'm thinking about doing Uber, I'd be like, fucking loser. What's the matter with you? Don't do that. And I'm not saying that anybody who does Uber or anything but it's just not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze.
We got a we got a little Amish mafia going on by us, by the way. Did I ever tell you about that? Our little
Where they dole out heroin privately?
No. It's
okay.
they control the building. Like all any building that's made in the area basically has to be made by Amish people unless you make it yourself.
Oh yeah. You know, we got that kind of thing going on around here.
They have all the contracts, they have all the deals, and if you start moving in, then they get all rough with you. And Amish people, man, they're serious.
They don't fuck around.
My brother was gonna move down here, and he wanted to open up a roofing business, and he started calling suppliers and stuff, and they're like, "Where? No, nope, we're not doing that. Right. We're not messing with that. No, you're on your own." So
they'll go Rumspring on your ass.
Those guys are one time I was at an Amish store with my brother and his son, and his son was like 17 years old, and this little Amish girl like ran out of the front porch. She's not a little Amish, she's like 16 or something. She ran out of the front porch, and he looked over at her, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I bet you can get her." I mean, I go, she'll probably be really impressed. You're all city, you're a city boy. I bet you can probably do really well out here. And I didn't realize her dad was behind me. And, and we were out of there so fast, dude. That guy was the scariest. That guy gave me the scariest look I have ever seen in my life when I turned around.
Children of the Corn stare. Neckbeard says in the chat, the Amish had their own mafia.
They do.
And they absolutely do. I know in my area they do. And I also saw an earlier comment talking about how they used to run coke in the 80s. Bro, they're running coke right now.
Yeah.
They're running all sorts of scams or what have you. Yeah. The Amish are not innocent.
The people that you think, when you think Amish in your head, what you're really usually thinking of are like Quakers or what's the other one? Mennonites. Yeah. That's, you're usually thinking of like Quakers or Mennonites. Amish people, they'll fuck you up. They will absolutely fuck you up. They're
corn-fed motherfuckers.
No,
I've seen a few Amish people like 6'3" and tall.
Eric in the chat said we don't have real Amish people. Like, we do have real Amish. We have our main population is Mennonites, but we do have like 2 or 3 Amish communities around here, and they're not, they don't mess around. The Mennonites are much nicer than the Amish people are typically.
Oh yeah.
And they speak German. That's neat. I always have fun because I speak a little German, so I always feel like I'm the white guy that goes in and is like, "Dankeschön," I'm like,
Ich habe keine Leipzig.
Where is das Toilette gern? And I feel all high and mighty.
Did you just ask where the toilet was?
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what that means. I know about like 4 German. If I went to Germany, I could find the toilet. I could go to a soccer game. I could ask where the church was.
Okay.
And
it's been moved.
All right. Do you want to Erica said we have the old Erica's out in your neck of the woods. She said we have the old Amish that couldn't hack it with the order with your Amish. That's probably true. You know what we do have out here? We have Mormons. We have a lot of Mormons.
Oh my God.
Did you know that Missouri kicked all the Mormons out? Like at one point in the Mormon religion, Missouri was the Garden of Eden, and then Missouri made polygamy illegal, and then they were like, actually, Utah's the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Not Missouri. It's Utah.
Missouri. Missouri's the toilet of Eden.
They thought it was until Missouri said they couldn't marry 9 women, and they're like, wait a second, we were
hold
wrong.
On there.
We got a brand new vision. It's in Utah. We're gonna go over there. So, all right, you wanna get in the prediction? Why don't we watch? You know what? Let's switch over. Let's watch that as a little palate cleanser.
A little break.
I don't have to go anywhere, but as a palate cleanser, let's watch that video, the Kim Patera one, and then after that, we'll go into our predictions. So let me pop it up here.
Yeah, and I found this. I'll this video
sound on this one too, but it won't cover our face.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't. Wow. No. Sorry, set it up. I thought I was gonna have to do the sound thing. Set it up.
Oh yeah, just it's Ken Patera, doing a test of strength. But I found it funny, like who the driver was of the van. It was kind of funny. But take a look at this old ass video. Hopefully, we do not get copyright struck or demonetized.
I'll cut it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we should be all right. So, but if you are listening to the show right now, please hit like, share, subscribe, tell your friends that This Is Awful is still on the air in 2026, and so is TTW. But yeah,
Wait, can I say real quick before we go into that? I am so happy that our chat is talking about Kingpin right now. One of the funniest movies ever made. Have you ever seen Kingpin, Awful?
I'm gonna lie and say yes.
Oh my dude. Okay. Dude, like, you know how people still talk about like Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary?
Yeah.
In between Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary, they made Kingpin. And Kingpin is a perfect comedy. It is Caddyshack good. It is it is so good. And it's underrated. Marv's never seen it. I tried to talk to Marv about it. He never saw it. You guys, maybe one day in Discord we'll all get together and watch Kingpin. It is.
Don't you guys love it when you have a friend, right? And he says, "Have you ever seen this movie?" And you go, "No." And he goes, "Oh my God, it's so fucking great." And then you see the movie and you're like, "What heroin was my friend taking?"
Let me tell you what. Do you know what it's about?
A good movie.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
Okay, here it is.
I'm sure you'll tell me.
I will. Woody Harrelson. Okay. Woody Harrelson is a former bowler who got his hand cut off because he lost a bet and couldn't pay. So they shoved his hand in the ball return and it cut it off. Okay. So he's now he's a down and out professional bowler with a hook for a hand. And he ends up finding this Amish bowling this Amish kid who is an amazing bowler played by Randy Quaid. Okay. And he meets up with do you remember Vanessa Angel? Does that name the redhead from Weird Science that used to be on after Raw with the boobs and the hair? Anyway, she was in the movie. Yes. Okay, good. I'm looking at my screen. You got me. Okay. So anyway, so they go on a road trip and they hustle people in bowling along the way. And the best bowler in the world is played by Bill Murray. And so the big bad is Bill Murray in the movie. It's so good, dude. It is a perfect movie. And the chat is behind you. The chat is behind you on this.
Dude, Jake is behind you. Stop. One guy.
So many people in the chat are
shout out Jake.
Are usually not behind me, and the chat's behind me. I'm so happy. Anyway, okay, but yes, watch Kingpin. It's an amazing. It's better than Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary and all those crappy movies that don't hold up.
Right.
So anyway, here we go.
And Patera is resting his back against the wall, and he is watching this 5200 van come very, very closely. I'm keeping well out of the way. He taking his foot off.
Is he all right?
He's okay. He's okay. Would you please get down there?
Don't step on it until I tell you. When I give you the high sign.
Patera obviously is a very worried person. I mean, this is something I don't think any normal man.
I don't advise anybody doing this unless they're capable. And as far as I know, I'm the only man in the world that's capable.
Well, if I were you, Patera, I'd get down there quickly because he's becoming a little bit jittery at the wheel there. Okay, he has his right foot on the front bumper of the van, and now his left foot, and he's going to give a sign to Vince McMahon when he's ready. And that is the sign, and he's holding it, and holding, and holding, and holding like mad. I don't think he can hold this much longer.
You're muted, Awful. You're muted.
What a put on. What a work this guy is. First off, Vince McMahon driving this mystery vehicle. Was that the end of the bit?
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Oh,
There's
darn it.
Just
now
a little bit more.
Start over.
Let it start over. Fuck it. For the people that showed up late.
Yeah. Okay. And by the way, so I'm guessing that this will end up cut out of the replay. So do you want to tell them what to look up if they are watching this on replay?
Where did I find this at? I found this on Twitter, but I'm sure you can look it up on YouTube. Ken Patera doing a test of strength, making sure he doesn't get crushed by a van with Vince McMahon driving in a full 3-piece suit.
Yeah. So
that's the part you missed.
YouTube let us they added something now where you can just like hit a button and take out that copyright stuff. So it's not a big deal. But I can actually find it a little bit.
There you go.
Are you okay? Are you all right? God almighty.
Never seen anything like
Told you to turn that thing off after about 6-7 seconds.
I'm sorry, got stuck. My foot got stuck on the accelerator. What do you want? Trying doing the contrary.
Yeah,
that was great because the segment itself was worth playing, and then you had the stuff at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't even know about. Wow.
Yeah,
I love
Vince McMahon in his vest and his tie. Unbelievable.
Beard tells us that we should watch a Kim Patera shoot interview. Maybe when we get your Patreon set up, we'll watch a Kim Patera shoot interview.
Oh yeah, listen, I've heard the stories, Beard. Did you hear about the Beard? See, now I'm gonna have a private conversation with Beard. Just tell me if you know this one.
We'll go away. We'll all be over here. Yeah. You go ahead.
Beard, did you see the shoot interview that Ken Patera did in which he talks about the Arkansas incident? See, it's a great. Do you know about this?
Tell me.
Like how Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas and he used to run drugs.
Yes.
He and Hillary Clinton used to run drugs through Arkansas. And there was an incident in which there was a plane doing a coke drop or a heroin drop or whatever. And Ken Patera apparently, like this is a big conspiracy theory. Like they used to like have airdrops in the middle of Arkansas wilderness or whatever. And apparently these kids found some of the airdrops of drugs or whatever, and they were killed. And apparently the whole story was like hushed up because of Bill Clinton and his him knowing people and how to get things done.
Almost gonna end up with a self-inflicted shotgun wound in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me? Oh no, I hope not.
After this.
But it's so funny because it's just like Ken Patera says, like he was just chilling one night and he saw two kids get killed by these people as they were like Ken Patera inserts himself into this gigantic conspiracy theory. It's the funniest goddamn story.
Didn't he say that Billy Jack Haynes was working for the Clintons at one point? Wasn't that a whole thing too?
Oh, you know what? It wasn't Ken Patera. It was Billy Jack Haynes. Damn, I'm getting my white conspiracy theorist all fucked up.
Literally the same person.
Yeah, it's still a great.
They're literally the same person.
Yeah. Exactly. I love the Ken Patera line. I think it was a quote in the WWF magazine at the time where somebody was just like, they caught Ken Patera smoking outside of a bar one night. And Ken Patera's like, the guy's just like, hey, dude, aren't you like the world's strongest man? Like, what are you doing smoking? He's like, dude, I lift weights with my arms, not with my lungs.
I love my favorite Bobby, and this is totally non sequitur. My favorite Bobby Heenan story is when he went outside of a steakhouse and there was a bum sitting there and he asked him for a cigarette. And Bobby Heenan gives him a cigarette, and the guy goes, I only smoke menthol.
Oh God.
Oh man, yeah. We. By the way, I'm fully convinced right now. I would do the show if one person listened and that person was Beard, and we would just sit here and interact with Beard in the chat.
And even then, the fucker wouldn't come on. Listen, we had Awful Jeopardy the other day, and he kept popping in and popping out, and I was trying to like give him a microphone or at least say hi or whatever. Fucker didn't say a goddamn word. He just
Beard.
popped in and popped out.
Oh, he's my favorite. Yeah, man. Okay. Did you ever hear do you know the Don Rickles story with Frank Sinatra?
No, tell me about it.
I don't know why. I heard this one. I got reminded of this while I was in the hospital. And so when Don Rickles had a date and he went to a restaurant and he saw Frank Sinatra was there. And he went up to Frank Sinatra and he goes, hey man, I'm on a date over here. Do you think you can maybe come over and say hi to me? Just kind of impress her, like come over and just kind of say hi, and it'll impress her. It'll make me look like a big shot. And Frank goes, yeah, I'll do it. That's fine. And so Don Rickles goes over with his date, and they're sitting at the table. And Frank Sinatra saunters across the room, and he goes up and he goes, oh, Mr. Rickles, I didn't see you there. How are you doing tonight? And Don Rickles goes, God damn it, Frank, don't you see I'm on a date here?
I just threw him under the bus. Oh, that's hilarious.
Why are you bothering me?
Leave it to Don Rickles to subvert expectations.
I think Norm Macdonald told that story. If I remember correctly. That sounds like a Norm story. Okay, that was fun. But let's get back into predictions before I pass out on the microphone.
Yes, indeed. For those who are listening, thank you for watching the This Is Awful program live stream here at 11 p.m. Actually, it's 12:30 a.m. on the East Coast. But yes, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you so choose, you can also drop a super chat. We will be greatly appreciated. In fact, we are at present using your super chats in the service of improving the show. Me and Dis had a gigantic argument before the show on where we should allocate the super chats, but we've come to an agreement, and we think you guys are going to like it, and that will be coming up further on down the road. But anyway, yes, let's talk about some predictions here, my friend.
Oh, and also, by the way, speaking of super chats, if you do $4.99 or above through YouTube or any amount in the tip box below, you will get it read out aloud on air, whether we want to read it or not, because it'll automatically do it, and you'll get a nice little sound bite.
That's right. You interrupt us.
Right. Yeah. I think we're the only wrestling show right now that lets you interrupt us. Right. So
there is one other. If anybody knows Kevin Scampoli.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah.
I don't know if he still does a show, but I know that he was always interrupted with it. But see, here's the funny thing: like he would always just step all over it and just continue talking. Shout out to Scampoli.
There we go. Look at that. See,
how about that?
You don't
it's
get
Kevin
to hear
Scampoli.
You don't get to hear the thing. Drop a super chat or donate blood. Thank you so much, AEW Neckbeard. And yeah, it is only. Oh, there it is.
Atona Sharp super chat $5. The super chats are going to booze, aren't they? HP.
Hey, how about this? You know what? If what we are planning pans out, then the next round of super chats will go to us getting super drunk on the show following. Are you okay with that, Awful? Are you cool with
I'm
that?
half of the bag already.
We'll just sit there and take shots all night. And we'll do that. So, oh yeah, and also
great drink,
it's only
by the way.
8:30. What do you got? Oh man, I miss that stuff. I can't do hard alcohol anymore, unfortunately.
Glenn Gary, and it's missing Glenn Ross.
Yeah.
Only very, very few people will get that one. But anyway, yeah. So you said while you were laid up on death's doorstep that you had predictions for professional wrestling in 2026. And I too have some predictions, but they're specifically for AEW.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have you take the floor, and we're going to banter about on your predictions for now.
Well, you know what? Let me see here, because I have
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 AEW ones and 5 WWE ones. So.
Ooh, okay, all right.
And by the way, I did do these while I was in the hospital. Maybe some of these have already shown that they will not come to pass. So why don't I get my WWE ones out of the way, and then we'll go into the AEW ones. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me take my swig.
All right, then I'll just start talking while you're doing that. I think that in 2026, WWE will sign at least 5 different AEW wrestlers.
And what 5 are you?
If I had to put a name, this is not the official prediction. I thought long and hard if I want to name names, and I thought no, I don't want to name names. I'm going to leave it a little vague. But if I want to go, because I want people, someone in the chat, I want you to document this. It will be on my phone next year, but I want you to hold us to this so that this time next year we can look back at how dumb we were. But The names that I have in my head, I have Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay. I like
have
that one.
Jericho.
I can see him being on NXT somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho's a given,
Jericho.
I guess.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
By the way, can I dance a little bit, motherfucker? How long had I been pushing the Danhausen shit? And how much crap did I get about saying Danhausen was going to WWE? And then while I'm in the hospital,
stop right there. See, go on. I'll let you finish your thought. Go
while
ahead.
I'm in the hospital, Mr. Sean Ross Sapp goes, you know, Danhausen's contract's up in February, and there's interest in WWE. I'm just saying, if you would listen to Toonie Talk Wrestling and old Uncle Dis, you would have known that about 6 months ago. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. But.
And Cousin Awful told you that it was a terrible acquisition. There's nothing. I've not disparaged the fact that he was going to go to WWE. I just think that he's going to suck in WWE. Get ready for the clown show, everybody.
Well,
hey, listen. At the same time, we're talking Wyatt 6 type of atmosphere with Danhausen.
He won't be in WWE. He'll be in NXT. He'll be in AAA. He'll be Undertaker's pet.
Whatever, dude. He'll be the same guy, and it won't work.
It'll be selling merch. It'll be fine. He'll host an interview segment, and everyone will think it's hilarious. That's what will happen with Danhausen. But Danhausen is one of them. Private Party will be in WWE. Private Party 100% will be in WWE before the end of the year, probably within the next 6 months. I'd say Private Party are going to end up in WWE. And if I had to do
that's 4. Go ahead.
That's 4. The 5th one I got stuck on a little bit because I don't know exactly whose contracts are up and all that, you know, when it comes to that stuff. But if I'm going to throw a name out there, I don't know. Fuck, whose contract is up? 2026.
I got a name already in mind.
Who you got?
No. Come up with your.
I'm half in the bag here, dude.
You know who I think? Willow Nightingale.
It says, okay, if we're just talking about people that they should sign.
No, I'm not talking about should sign. I'm saying like she's gonna jump ship.
I just don't know that her contract's up. I don't know if it's possible.
Who gives a fuck about this? That's what I'm saying. Like, so I understand what you're saying. It's just like now we're just getting in the weeds of like, when is their contract up? Okay, listen, I don't give a shit.
Oh, Edge. That was my other one. Edge was my 5th one.
Edge coming back? Fuck him.
Edge will be back.
Oh my God. I hope they say like, listen, the Edge name is closed. You're gonna have to go with Adam Copeland. Seriously, like just. We're gonna call you Adam.
No, I think Edge will be back, and I think Edge will be in a different position. I think it'll be, you know, I don't think he's gonna be a full-time wrestler or anything like that. I think he went to AEW. I think he realized what it means to be a quote-unquote full-time wrestler and said, nah, I'm good. I don't need this shit anymore. So, and it's not 3. I said Private Party, Danhausen. Private Party is 2 people. Private Party, Danhausen, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Edge. That's 5. So yeah, that's 5. Oh, Jericho is my 5th one. That's 5. There you go.
Right.
So okay, and so we were still talking about WWE. I will also say that I think WWE will announce or purchase another international brand this year.
What will that international brand be? You're very vague on these.
Because I did
your neck out a little bit.
I did predictions because you got to give the general prediction and then you can get more. You got to do that. The official prediction has to be a little bit more general, and then you can go specifically on, you know. But if I'm going to say specifically, I think they're going to open a Japanese brand. I think they're going to open one that will partner with the other Japanese countries that are in a partnership already. Because I think that the AEW New Japan deal is going to fall through before the end of the year.
Excuse me. So you believe that the WWE is going to acquire a company or create one?
I think most likely they will create a company. You know how they have their own NWA now in in Japan, that includes Noah and New Japan and All Japan and all that stuff.
Right.
I think in Marigold. And I think the WWE will start, quote unquote, start a company, run. I think it will probably have something to do with Rossi. I think it'll be basically the male side of Marigold. And it will still have inroads to New Japan and All Japan and Noah via the working relationship that they all have through their organization over there. And so I think that's how
somebody get Marie Shadows out here.
That's what
I'm please get her to let us know what the dilly is on all things Japanese wrestling.
They did their first Japanese tour in how long? Right, and it was successful, and there was talk about sending Shinsuke over there for the for the Tanahashi match, and they sent Regal's kid over there. They sent Omos was over there for months. There's clearly something going on over there. This is the same pattern they took when they went to Europe. It's the same pattern they took when they went to Mexico. It's the same pattern they took when they started before they started ID. They reached out to people. They started working with smaller companies and eventually moved up. And I think that's where they're going to be going next year in that area. But I left it international because I could see them opening up a new European company in the vein of NXT UK again, right. Something like that. So, okay. Then I said, I don't think Chris Jericho is going to retire. I think that is, I think he's going to go to WWE, and I think they're going to put off his retirement for a whole year. And I know that I've been ringing the bell about Chris Jericho just going to WWE to retire and have his retirement run. But while I was laid up in a hospital high, I realized that Chris Jericho is going to want a full year out of WWE before he hangs it up.
Imagine losing pints of blood, ladies and gentlemen. And the first thing you think is like, I wonder if Jericho's going to retire.
Because I was like, I couldn't do
shit here.
I was like, I got to be productive somehow. I can't do anything. So.
Learn to play piano. Don't.
What am I going to learn? Anyway, no, I think Chris Jericho is going to not retire. I think he's going to get a full. Also, I think there's too many retirements this year. Yeah. I think that throwing him and AJ and possibly Brock in the same year is overkill. And unless you're just going to feed them all the Gunther just for a big story, then I think it's actually probably a better idea to let it run a year. Let Jericho work part-time for 2026 and then retire in 2027. And then for my last WWE prediction, and my son did not like me. I've been telling him this one for weeks. Actually, I have two more. Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel.
Okay.
Year. I think this is the year Cody Rhodes turns heel, and I don't think many people would argue with that. I think he's about hit his ceiling there, and also I think the storylines are kind of feeding into it right now. What are you doing, Awful? What are you getting?
No, I'm just laughing because it's just like, boy, these are some real wild predictions out here.
I always make one big one. I always have one big one.
SmackDown's going to be on 52 weeks a year next year.
Wait, I have a big one that you're going to think is stupid. Trust me. So,
all right.
But I do think Cody's
a bold prediction. Make it a bold.
This one is out of literally nowhere. Not this one, but the one I'm talking about for later. And then I think that despite all of everyone saying that there's problems and there's, you have to also realize I wanted to get 5 of each. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of serious major not major. I don't think there's going to be any creative shakeups in WWE at all. I think that they're going to stay the course. I think that it's going to be another year that was exactly like this year, that was exactly like the year before, and that everyone who's talking right now about the demise of WWE they don't understand what corporate wrestling looks like in 2026. So there are my non-bold WWE predictions. You want me to just now? So you have 3 AEW.
Stick your neck out at some. No, so I've got 8 of them.
I know. I'm saying you have 3 more than me. So I was going to let you get 3 out, and then we can start going back and forth.
Okay.
And actually, while you do that, get your first 3 out because I'm going to go pee real quick. So go do that, and I'll go pee.
No problem. Now, folks, I did a special show with DJ of Rockin' Ropes on the X Spaces on Twitter. And during that time, I did a prediction show for AEW. And if you haven't heard it, you can listen to it on that particular show, or you can listen to it right now. I've got 8. Usually I have 10 predictions for AEW in the coming year. Last year, I did fucking terrible on my predictions. I thought that Goldberg was going to come to AEW. I thought MJF was going to leave AEW. I proclaimed that Collision was going to lose their TV deal. They're still on the air. So I'm made to look like a right cunt by those standards. But let me read to you some of the things that I've got for AEW. And I tried not to carry over any of my predictions from last year to this year. So that made it especially difficult because I had to come up with some more predictions for this shitty company. But I've got some easy ones here, and I've got some ones where I stick my neck out. For one, All In Wembley 2026, I think will sell less than 40,000 tickets. All In Wembley in 2023 had 72,000 people. Then the next year they had 46,000 people. Turnstile count, by the way. And I believe that this year, when they go back to Wembley, they're going to sell less than 40,000 tickets. And let me clarify that by saying the turnstile count will be less than 40,000 people going into the arena. Next up, Darby Allin, despite my opinion of it, I believe Tony's going to put the strap on that little fucker. I think he's going to win the AEW championship sometime this year. I don't think it's a good idea for them to do such a thing because he's so scatterbrained and just not a consistent performer. And he just does things on the whim, and you can't really rely on him. But I think Tony's going to be desperate enough to give that young man a championship run. I don't know whether it's going to be for 3 weeks, for 3 months, 3 hours, 3 days, who knows? But I think he's going to give him a championship just so he can say that another one of his pillars has a championship. Here's a bold one. Mick Foley's going to sign with AEW. Now, this is actually not even my prediction. This was an idea prediction that was given to me by Chris Connor of Last Call Podcast. He sent that one to me. He was just like, yeah, I think this one's going to happen. And I kind of believed him. With his contract ending in June from his Legends deal with WWE, and obviously the recent controversy he has with Donald Trump and WWE holding hands, I think Mick Foley's a little annoyed by WWE's presence and his, their affiliation with Donald Trump. And I believe Tony Khan will be ready to open his arms.
Wait. Were you making fun of my predictions earlier, and you're fucking predicting Foley goes to AEW, the thing that every single Twitter account posted 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I did my predictions 4 weeks ago. I wrote them down 4 weeks ago. Yeah,
fair enough.
While I didn't publicize it, it was written down. I also have another one that was publicized where it was just like no, that's a stick your neck out kind of a prediction. But anyway, yeah, I think Foley's going to be a replacement for Mark Henry. I think it's like a lateral move that Tony Khan's going to pull. Like, oh, we've got Mick Foley now. And I think they're going to throw him on the commentary booth. I don't think it's going to be for a long time, but it's going to be to see if Mick Foley still has what it takes.
Oh, I think they'll go full commissioner.
You think they're going to do it?
Yep.
A terrible idea. Now, if you really want to be WWE light, you'll do such a thing like that. Yeah,
I think they'll do it. I think they'll go the exact same route TNA went. Bring him in as just a guy waving to the fans, and then slowly he gets moved into a power role, and then slowly, right. I think before the end of the run, he will have a match with Jon Moxley. That's not a prediction. That's not in my predictions, but right. How many have you gone through? Is it time to go back and forth, or we
can go back and forth? But before you explain your prediction, if anyone out there in the chat would like to give their predictions, all it takes is a super chat. We will interrupt the program and we will listen to your prediction. It will be on record for the entire year, and we'll hold you up to it. And if you win the prediction, we'll give you your super chat back.
Yeah, there you go. And yes,
that?
Erica, WWE did do it first. My point was that TNA copied WWE and did it.
Right.
I think that AEW
and now AEW is exactly.
Yeah,
fucking terrible. Well, let's hear one of your predictions for
okay.
AEW.
Well, I mean, this I'll go with a real easy one. I'll go with a real easy one first. I think that you will not AEW by the end of 2026. There will be no such thing as AEW on any streaming service, or at least they will be moving to not like their deal will be ending for the streaming service. I think that they will not have a streaming presence by the end of the year.
Ooh, so you're saying they're going to be completely linear,
except for
legacy
YouTube
media,
except for YouTube, and I think that they might expand the Ring of Honor, the Honor Club stuff to add stuff to it. But I think if Max drops them, I don't think they have anywhere else to go. So I think
it's funny. It's so funny because your prediction kind of bleeds into what I think. And one of my predictions is AEW streaming numbers on HBO Max will be publicized by hard evidence. I don't know if it's going to be leaked or not, but it's going to destroy the 500,000 people narrative. I think somehow, some way, some executive, some mail clerk, somebody is going to and it won't be speculative. Like when we see the evidence, like when we see a screenshot or whatever, people are going to go against it, but it's going to be so true. It's going to be so factual. And DJ asked me what the number would be, and I'm saying under 35,000 people have watched on Max.
I'll give you that.
Like it's going to be disastrously low.
That's not. I mean, that kind of is part of another one of my predictions. But I think that it will be brought out in sales issue when they are talking about selling networks. Because I'll just I realized that I should have piggybacked off you know what? I'll do both. To piggyback off of Foley earlier, I think Bret Hart's going to be in AEW at some point in 2026.
No, that's a bold claim. Now, why do you think that is?
Probably for the Owen tournament.
Really?
Because
so hold on. Owen's wife and Bret Hart are going to coexist in AEW?
No.
Okay.
Tony's going to throw Marsha Hart under the bus so fucking fast that you won't be able to see her when she's going there. Bret's going to show up and say, he's going to do what he did in WWE, where he's just like, I don't give a shit anymore. Now I need money. So I'm going to go and kiss somebody's ass and get some money. And he's going to do it with Tony Khan. And he's going to say, oh yeah, but you can't use Marsha Hart. And then Marsha Hart's going to be hanging off a cliff somewhere. And Bret Hart's going to be the new ambassador for the Owen Hart tournament.
Okay. Interesting.
But I think that the sales, that the streaming numbers will come out when TNT and TBS go up for sale and not to Netflix. I don't think that Netflix is, because I think that Netflix is probably going to end up with the streaming part of it, and to justify keeping AEW on TNT or TBS, they're going to have to reveal all of the ratings, including the streaming numbers, because I don't think Discovery Global is going to want to keep anything. I think that's a company that's made to be sold. And I think it's a possibility, man. Universal could end up with TNT and TBS by the end of the year.
We'll find out.
I'm
interested in seeing what's where AEW is going to fit in the next year or so.
That's one. So what do you got? What else you got?
Okay. Speaking of ratings, AEW Dynamite ratings will not reach at all this year over 750,000 viewers on TBS.
Hey, look at us. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I said that TNA will surpass Dynamite in the ratings multiple times, if not regularly, by the end of the year, and will be the new ratings war focus. People will no longer be comparing AEW ratings to NXT or WWE. They will be comparing them to TNA.
I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening.
So that's not my big one. My big one's stupid. So I'm going to let me see how many more I have left, because I might let you just run through until you get to your big one, and then we'll go back.
Sure.
I think that's actually
one, but go ahead.
I think that might be, so I only have one left. So you go ahead with yours, and then when you get down to one, we'll make a big stink out of it.
All right. So I've got a total of 3 more. Mercedes Moné will be poorly booked as a babyface. It won't work. I think she's going to go out and try to do a babyface run this year.
You know what, dude?
And it's going to sink the ratings.
When I saw that she's losing titles, my first thought was she's turning babyface.
Mm-hmm.
They're using the title. They're using her losing titles to turn her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most meta, stupid mark bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Like, how inside do you have to be to turn somebody babyface by saying that they are humble enough to agree to lose a work title to someone else?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying.
In the interview that Tony Khan did with John Alba himself, like, kind of defends Mercedes Moné. Like, he says, she won the title 13 times, and not a lot of people are talking about her losing the championships. I mean, that could really give her a lot of empathy. And I just sat there and laughed. I actually listened to that whole 2.5 hour fucking interview that John Albert did with Tony Khan. But in that, he mentions that, and they also speak very like Mercedes Moné wasn't juiced in, or that John Moxley wasn't like, this is all a work, but yet they speak to each other and they converse as if Tony Khan has no control over anything that goes on in AEW. But yeah, that was my prediction for Mercedes Moné. She's going to be booked as a babyface, and it's just not going to work. They're going to try, and it just won't fucking work.
How meta and inside. You know what this is like? The idea, the way they're turning Mercedes reminds me. Have you seen that awful fucking? I watched it while I was in the hospital. The Studio on Apple TV. Have you watched that?
No,
by
I'm
any
not.
chance?
I'm not seen.
It's a Seth Rogen show where he runs a movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like, oh, look how silly the movie studio. Look how we're crazy. It's such a jerk off, session. I'm telling you, dude, they did an episode of that show where he got invited by his girlfriend to go to an auction for pediatric oncology. Okay. And he ended up being the hero because the pediatric oncologist, do you know what a pediatric, for people who don't know, those are cancer doctors for children. They turned them into the heels on this show, awful, because they thought that movies weren't as important as curing children with cancer. Movies are more important than that, according to this show.
They got you riled up.
Okay. And so, but that's what this reminds me of. It's like, look how great Mercedes is. She's actually losing a match. That's why we should turn her face in real life. I mean, not in real life, in our show, because she's losing title. Like, did Ric Flair turn face because he lost to Sting? Did people go, wow, he jobbed to Sting? That means that he's a good guy now. Right. Oh, I hate that fucking smell my own farts bullshit. Anyway, go ahead. Okay, sorry. I did. You have two more to get. You have one more to get to before I get to my stupid one.
Two more. I'm trying to debate on which one has more input. Well, I think we all know this one, but for a long time I didn't really rock with this prediction, and I think I'm going to have to rock with it this year after at least 2 years of watching this guy operate. Tony Khan will continue to book for the hardcores and will not expand his reach to the wider audience. I was reading about the new vice president of marketing for AEW and how he was talking about, I think it's a lady, and how she was talking about how, like, she's going to really try to do a lot of outreach for AEW and get people who are not really involved in professional wrestling or don't really watch professional wrestling, try to bring them in as fans of AEW. And when I read that, I just shook my head like, Tony's not going to allow that. he doesn't know how to book for a wider audience. He doesn't know how to promote for a wider audience. In fact, he believes that he's doing such a good job, and we talk about this all the time, that motherfucker goes on press junkets by himself.
Yeah.
And he goes on these television shows and these morning shows by himself, and he just looks like an idiot out there. For those people who are in Britain, he's very daft. He's a naff. So, dude. Yeah, he's the worst. So I don't think he's gonna do what the new marketing director is going to want to do.
I was gonna give you shit at first when you first started saying, like, I don't think Tony's ever gonna book for the casual fan. I was gonna be like, okay, go out on a limb there, awful. But yeah, but I actually, while it goes back to what I was just talking about with the studio, because I'm a sick man. And I end up taking everything back to professional wrestling somehow. Mm-hmm. And as I'm watching the studio, I realized that it's the problem. The problem with Hollywood is exactly the same as the problem with AEW, where it's that when you take, go back to like high school, right? Think about a high school pep rally, right? Not everyone was friends with the guys in the football team, right?
Right.
But did the guys on the football team care if you came to their game and cheered for them? Did they care if you were, a really good basketball player, or if you were in the choir, or if you were in the glee club, or if you were in drama, or if you were in band? They didn't care as long as you were there cheering, supporting them. You were cool with them. Everything was fine. Right. But you know what? If like a jock started dating a girl in drama club, then the entire drama club hated that jock and they thought they were the worst person on earth. And that's what AEW is. Mm-hmm. AEW is they don't want those people. They don't want the people that are actually going to spend money and support the product and get excited about it and maybe make them grow. They want the people that they get it. They want the smart ones. Yeah. And you know what good business was built on attracting the smart ones? Because I don't, and that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I mean,
there's never been a business that's worked just trying to attract. Even Miramax started making Spy Kids. Like every small indie studio that you can think of to break through a certain point has to start appealing to people that your normal artsy fartsy bullshit people aren't going to like. They have to, or else you're not going to be successful. And the thing that's always going to hold AEW back is that it's a company built on drama kids. These people aren't athletes. These people aren't pleasers. These people aren't showmen. These people are drama kids. They're choir kids. They're people that they want they want to be exclusive. But the problem is that when you're exclusive, you're not inclusive. And when you're not inclusive, you lose everyone else. Yeah. And that's why AEW is never going to be big. That's it.
I had a tweet that I put out right before the new year, and I'm just going to read it to you real quickly. It says, Tony Khan books for an echo chamber. Read for yourself on exactly who Khan is most concerned with. A small group that can affect nothing in terms of growth. This is Tony Khan's quote right here. Quote, at the beginning of 2025, and it's all opinions, but I felt like from some of our tape trading brethren and some of the hardcore wrestling fans, I didn't feel like enough people in the hardcore wrestling community understood what John Moxley was doing at the start of 25. Can you imagine that?
It's just like the book. Remember that quote from the book where he's talking about the genius of John Moxley writing Mox on the back of his shirt and spray paint?
And everybody didn't really understand why, but he was really going to fill it out and tell you exactly why. Tony Khan is he's just out of his depth, way out of his depths. To the point where the guy Did you see the let me see if I can pull this up on the he responded to Grok.
I saw that.
Yeah. He responded to Grok. Let me see if I can pull this bad
pulled
boy
a
up
Meltzer.
and share the screen.
While you're doing that, no, because the idea came to me about it because you hear so many times about like movie studios and those people talking about how people don't understand they have to go to cinema. It's like we need to attend the theaters no matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's made for you or not. You have to support cinema because if you don't, it'll die. And it's like, or how about you just make a good fucking movie that I want to go to the movie theater to see?
Exactly.
Okay? You know, how about you stop throwing all your bullshit down my throat and let me see some shit blow up for 3 hours, because that's
right.
why I go to a movie. I don't go to a movie to get preached to. When you watch wrestling, I don't watch wrestling to learn lessons. Okay.
Right.
Like if you can give me, if they can sneak in deeper meanings and stuff woven in the fabric of it, great. I love that. But if you're going to beat me over the head with it, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. This is what the guy said. Aaron Rift of NoDQ.com, who seems to follow every fucking body under the sun, apparently. He wrote a tweet, said, "Hey, Grok, remove the worst wrestling booker from this image and keep the best one." So Grok, unnaturally, got rid of Triple H's face in the photo there, as you can see. Right underneath, Tony Khan doing a vanity search, no doubt. He thanks Grok for erasing Triple H from the picture, and then, you know, by extension, you know, saying that Tony Khan is the best booker of the two, or the better booker of the two. What's up with your boy, man?
Oh, let me go back.
What's up with your boy?
My boy?
Yeah, that's your boy, Tony Khan.
Oh, I thought you meant Grok. Because I was
him too.
You know what's funny? Seriously, this is funny. When I was on the lot, I had a couple conversations with Grok.
Oh my God. Grok led me astray on a couple questions on Awful Jeopardy, by the way.
So because I was asking, I was watching Impractical Jokers, because that's what I do when I'm in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a episode with MJF on it, and MJF was dressed as MJF doing Impractical Joker shit and just got away with it, and no one cared. And I'm thinking, okay, when was this filmed? And it was filmed back in 2022, and that's when he was getting built to the title, right?
Right.
So you're talking about him probably being in the category of like Braun Breaker. Could you imagine Braun Breaker going into a mall, a giant mall, and working at a coffee stand and not being surrounded by children screaming that he's Braun Breaker? Right? No. But MJF was in there with his scarf on and his MJF t-shirt on, working behind a coffee thing, and no one recognized him.
See?
No one knew who he was. So I just I was clarifying things with Grok, and I was like, what position was he in? Who was he feuding with at that time? Because I couldn't get to the full internet. I could only get to like certain things.
Right.
And it was telling me, you know, he did this and this and this. And I realized it was close to Braun Breaker. And I was like, so he wasn't in a very big position. And he said, and Grok said something like, well, or I said, so it's not, so he was in a bigger position than he is now. And it said, well, AEW is much more successful now than it was back in 2022. And I could even Grok, I was like, that's bullshit. Shut up. No, it's not. You know, it's not. Shut up. And then Grok responded to me. It was like, yeah, you're right. It was like, it said something like, you know, when we answer the first question, we use it said like our methodology is that when we answer the first question, we use the most immediate source to answer things on social media. But if you ask us to dig deeper, we will actually we will research within those sources, and we'll find out the truth. And when I researched within the sources, I realized that the sources were not actually giving me numbers that were bigger than the numbers were back in 2022. So the reason that you see things like that is because Tony Khan has flooded Twitter with people saying that Tony Khan is a better booker in 2025, when it doesn't mean anything. Grok just goes off of the first data it finds, and that's the first data it finds because Tony Khan has gotten cultaholic.
They've done a beautiful
all of these, you know.
Yeah, they've done a beautiful thing in manipulating the algorithm. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but at least for people that are that frequent
in
X.
San Francisco, I went downtown looking for a woman. I couldn't find no woman. I found a lot of men that look like women.
At UN ** super chatted $4.99. Tony likes certain wrestling and thinks everybody is the Sam opinion. Just like Tony loves Time Sop and thinks everybody loves it like the Godfather.
Thank you, Ewan. Give me that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank
exactly
you,
right.
Ewan. Holy shit.
Okay, what were you saying?
Oh, what was I saying?
I don't know. Something happened in our chat, and I'm trying to figure out what it was, and I can't see anything. So, yeah. Anyway, yes, whoever it is, Beard. Yes, I trust you. So that's my answer to you. Do you agree? Do you trust Beard? Do you trust Beard? Awful.
I do.
Yeah. We trust you, Beard.
To do what though?
I don't know. He said somebody's being
like
an
watch
asshole.
my kid. No way.
No, but he said someone's being. I trust you if you're saying somebody's being an asshole in chat. So yes, go ahead and you do you, man. That's why we made you.
Drop them.
We don't make people mods if we don't trust them to do it. So do what you got to do, Beard. Anyway, okay, let's go on to the next prediction. You have two more.
My last prediction.
Oh, so is this your big one? Is this your big one?
No, it's actually, that's what I'm saying. Like my big ones were blown in the last 2 years, like Collision being canceled. AEW losing their TV deal. A lot of egg on my face last year, so I can't really carry over the predictions that I have. I guess my biggest one, and this is really sticking my neck out on this one, but it hasn't happened. So I'm going to predict it. Jon Moxley will involve his wife in the Death Rider storyline. The wife getting accosted or held hostage by some heel faction, solidifying a babyface turn. I think that's what's going to happen. Jon Moxley is going to somehow avenge the graping of Renee Paquette or Renee Moxley Good, and I think she's gonna intertwine herself in the.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. So like last year, I said that Samantha Irving was going to join Ricochet. I think that's going to happen this year. I think a lot of the predictions that I had, I think a lot of the predictions that I had in the last couple years are going to come to fruition. The ones that I originally thought that were, outdated. But I think this year it's going to happen. I believe Collision is headed for, the deathbed like this. And I also believe that.
Hey, it's okay. You already agreed to take care of Max after I'm gone. So you got.
Did I? What am I? His godfather?
Your uncle. No, your uncle.
Oh, that's right. Uncle Awful. Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Awful.
You can ask me for anything, Max. Don't ask me for money. That's what my uncle said to me, so I'm going to pass it on to my nephews. But yeah.
All right, you want my stupid one?
Please.
Okay. So you can see where my mindset was this past week. AEW will try something stupid and high concept, like making a scripted drama as a desperation move.
On what channel this?
Whatever channel they can. I think it'll be in that, how that point where things are getting ready for sale and they're like, you can put whatever the fuck you want on there. We don't give a shit. It's just like, dude, yeah, fine. Like when WB was talking about selling to Discovery, so they put the reality show from AEW on.
Right. Right.
It's that kind of time period where it's like, we don't really give a shit about this stuff anymore because you take risks at that point, because if they pay off, it's great. But if it doesn't, then who cares? It was at a down period and people know you didn't really care. Right. I think we're going to see some kind of up my own ass scripted drama about running a wrestling company where you're trying to overtake the big bad corporate.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You really think it's going to go that way?
I 100% think they will. And I think that they'll have wrestlers on there. I think that they'll get a high. It's not going to be AEW. It won't be AEW, but it'll be a Tony Khan self-insert, right? They'll get like Cal Pin or something to go on there, and he'll be the Tony Khan self-insert where he's a wrestling fan all his life, and he's trying to save wrestling from the evil corporation who will probably, let's think, who will play the evil booker for the other company. It can't be Michael Malley. He already did it. We'll throw in, who's that guy with the slick back hair?
Walken.
Yeah, there you go. Because somebody of that ilk will be the
You need a big name.
Like to answer a question right at this particular time. Would you like to do that?
Atona Sharp super chatted $5. It'll be called Sicko Things.
Thank you, Regina Shaw. Who's that asshole?
Awesome.
I'm thinking of? Who's that guy? He always has slick back hair. He always plays like the president of a corporation, and he's like 60. You know who'd be good? Like Robert Patrick, like that guy, that kind of a guy would be it. And he'll
some
run
sleazeball looking motherfucker.
Yeah, just like some real Paul Giamatti, maybe he'll do it. Somebody real skeezy, Steve Buscemi, and he'll be running a wrestling company. And then the crazy young
reprising his
upstart.
role as pig vomit in Private Parts.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. All Jake is perfect. It'll be Walton Goggins. We'll play the part. That's perfect.
Oh yeah, I know who that guy is.
That's perfect. Yeah. It'll be him. Walton Goggins will play
total
it.
sleazeball.
Yep. And he's so good. He's so good, but he will John Hamm maybe. Yeah, someone along that line. And he'll be the corporate guy who, he's slapping girls' asses and he's telling you need to wear less clothes and stuff like that, And he's gonna be talking about how wrestling doesn't matter. It's not about wrestling, it's about hip hop and rappers, and we hate black people. And so that'll be the opposite side, and then there'll be the plucky young upstart who comes up and one of the
played
old
by
timers.
Seth Rogen.
I said Cal Penn. I think Cal Penn is perfect for it. From remember Harold and Kumar, the guy who went on and worked on the Obama campaign and stuff like that. That one, I think he's perfect for it. I think he'll be the guy, and then he comes in and he makes friends with, one of the wrestlers from the other company, probably played by like Channing Tatum, maybe or something. His career's downhill, right? He's not doing anything anymore. So Ryan Gosling.
Shit.
Yeah, so they'll bring him on, and then they'll Noah Weil. No, he's on. He has a hit show now, so he can't do it. But
of course he does.
He'll jump, and they'll start a new wrestling company, and they'll overtake the big guys, but they can never come quite. That's absolutely going to happen. I just It's only a matter of if AEW lasts long enough to do it, but it is 100% going to happen because WWE would make a sitcom. In AEW or a reality show, in AEW are the assholes who would try to get an Emmy. Okay, and that's what. So that's my big bold prediction.
They'll get the guys who wrote Stranger Things to
no, they can't
write
do
the
that.
show. The Duffer
they can
Brothers.
afford that. They'll get the Impractical Jokers to write it. That's who.
Oh fuck.
It'll be their big, or no, you know who it'll be? Paul Walter Hauser will be the creative head of the show.
I'm so sick of seeing this guy.
I am too, and I liked him, man. I was a fan, but it's so funny because when you're in the hospital, you watch Impractical Jokers because that's what you do when you're in a hospital because that's all there's on all the time is Impractical Jokers. And I kept seeing AEW people, and I was like, man, I feel bad for these guys. Like they're obviously wrestling fans. And they're on the same network as a wrestling company, so they have to throw John Silver in every other episode for some reason.
Oh my
God! Try to make it out like it's a big deal. So, okay.
Well, their backstage show didn't do too well.
No, the reality.
There's some real gold clips on that show, though. You get an understanding of how Tony books. Get an understanding of how the locker room was, probably still is.
Oh shit! LK, you're totally right. RJ City just lost his show.
Yeah, AEW is gone.
So that
another canceled show.
But maybe it's because he's moving on to his big scripted, his prestige drama. that he's going to write for, because they kept telling him, they kept saying about how he was such a better writer than most wrestling writers because the Tony Storm thing was such high concept that he should have gotten an Emmy for it and all that bullshit. So, dude, I'm telling you, you're going to see it. And it's going to be the worst piece of garbage shit you've ever seen in your life. And people and those AEW fans are going to eat it up, and it's going to be canceled after one season. I promise you. You
see, are you done your predictions?
That was my last one. That was my last one.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of written slop, did you check out the AEW White Castle collaboration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah, I've got the video if you'd like me to.
Yeah, go for it.
Pull it up here.
We'll close it out on that.
Hopefully, we'll see what we can do here. So rotten. Like I can't. First off, rotten. White Castle, not good food.
Oh, I love White Castle. I love White Castle.
Okay.
I mean, it's not good food.
Now,
it's
we
not
have
good
a Black
food.
Castle down the road.
Oh, I don't want to go there. No, but it's not. It's not good food. I'm never going to say it's good, but I do enjoy a White Castle when I travel to St. Louis. I will say.
Gotcha. Just so you guys can see here,
kind of like St. Louis style pizza.
Blow this up.
It's like I know it's not good, but it's what I ate when I was 4, so I have to eat it. You know.
So let's watch this commercial together because I have not seen the full commercial. I did bookmark it, and I wanted to see how good or like if it will compel me to go to a White Castle.
Welcome to White Castle.
Hey, how you doing today? Thank you for coming to White Castle.
AEW and White Castle are bringing you the AEW Bacon Brawl Combo. White Castle is bringing the bacon, and we are bringing the...
She looks high as a motherfucker.
I was wondering.
Holy shit.
And by the way,
yeah.
to the chat, In and Out sucks too. I'm sorry. But it does. Okay, go ahead.
Oh. Can I interest you in an AEW Bacon Brawl Combo? Good morrow.
You know that customer was just like, fuck no. Listen, just get me the square patty.
Who the fuck are you?
With a bun. Yeah, really. Like, ooh. The hell are you doing here? Why do you smell like weed?
Why are you wiping your hamburger on my? Why are you wiping your vagina on my hamburger?
Right. Why are you cursing so much?
And welcome to the Castle of White. This is Tony Storm. Who the bloody hell are you?
This is the Tony Storm?
I'm from England, darling.
Like, he knew, this is the Tony Storm. Yeah, that was the producer of this fucking commercial. Came around with his Prius and was just like, let me act like I'm a customer.
I'm sorry, LK.
Where are you from?
We're having fast food. Shake Shack.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. My Uncle Hollis right here.
England to make me laugh. Can I get the AEW Bacon Brawl combo? Thanks, sir. And here comes the brawl.
Where do you want me to insert this? Now harmonize with me, darling.
What?
I like my lovers like I like my AEW Bacon Brawl Combo.
Why?
Hot and meaty.
Because they couldn't think of anything else to do. Imagine you going to work, right? You go to White Castle, right? You put on a little goofy hat and your outfit, and you see Powerhouse Hobbs at your workstation at the fry station. Like, did I just get canned by a fucking refrigerator? Like, what the hell?
Dude said, okay, that guy is a believable fan.
This person right here, that's not even a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, get your pronouns right.
No, you know, I was never a big Linkin Park fan, but I do remember something that like Chester said that really stuck out to me at the time when he was talking about his music. They asked him why he didn't curse because I guess they were trying to get him to say he was Christian or something, and
Right.
he said because it's easy to curse,
Mhm.
right? Like it's easy to say fuck. Like when you're having a regular conversation, it's one thing, but when you're writing a song, it's the easiest thing in the world to say fuck. What's not easy is getting that same point across without saying fuck. You know, why do you have to
Right.
be filthy in a goddamn White Castle commercial? Like, why are
I don't
you
get it.
that bottom of the barrel? You know, I don't know.
She's the whole commercial makes us, and at this point, I'm still not enticed to go to White Castle, especially if this chaotic nonsense is happening at the drive-through window.
I've just been told we're all been fired.
You could say that again.
Also,
Give it time.
The chat got us really good because did you know that WWE wasn't in the Netflix top 10 again and they got beat by a fireplace? Aren't we so embarrassed by that? Aren't you?
Oh, I mean, who cares?
Who cares?
So they didn't hit the top 10. And that's the other thing. Now that you brought that up, let me just take 15, 20 seconds and say I have never on my Twitter account talked about at length anything having to do with WWE. That's not my account's mission. It's to simply document the downfall of AEW. You guys want me to go on these tangents of like, hey, what do you think WWE is doing right now? And it's just like, I'll tell you on this show or I'll tell you on TTW, but I'm not gonna waste my time on X, side questing, But yeah, go ahead.
First off, the fireplaces always do well. It's ridiculous that because people put them on in the background, but I don't care if WWE doesn't need to do well every week. They have a solid product that makes money, and that's all that matters. When I talk about wrestling from that standpoint, from a critical standpoint, I talk about it from their business aspect. And by the looks of everything, I'd say that Netflix is pretty happy with WWE, considering every time I go on the goddamn app, all I see is WWE everywhere, from the games to the recommended to everything. They're throwing WWE everywhere. And when I go to the Max app, I don't see. I have to dig to find AEW. So I'll comment on who does Netflix seem happier with WWE than Max does with AEW? Sure, but my identity is not based on promoting WWE. It's something that I enjoy watching.
Yeah, really.
So
WWE would have to do like massive fuck ups for like the next 5 years in order for me to like really dig in their ass and critique them. There's not much to critique as far as WWE. They're just a well-oiled machine. This is not to say that I enjoy their product. I kind of don't enjoy their product because I've said it many, many times before. It's really not for me anymore.
Yeah.
But as far as like their business acumen, their production quality, their announce team, their ring, their audience, all that, there's not much to criticize. Oh, okay. So the one Raw crowd maybe have 4,000 people, whereas their SmackDown crowd may have 7,000. Who the hell cares?
Guess what, guys?
The fact is, good.
We're watching people fake fight each other with and it should be, in my opinion, the most basic storylines you could possibly imagine to support these things. It shouldn't. It doesn't. WWE kind of produces that at this point. But when we talk about ratings, if you think that we're like saying WWE is doing great ratings to say that WWE is great, we're doing it because AEW fans spent 3 years screaming at us about how it's proof that AEW was the best wrestling that ever existed. And it's funny that we get to say that it's gone the other way now and use their own statistics against them. I would never ever claim that any wrestling is high art or has I don't think wrestling should have much of a deeper meaning than entertaining. I enjoy WWE to the point that it gives me quality time to spend with my kid. But I stopped watching WWE for 6 years. So if you think that I'm some kind of weird WWE mark over here, or that either of us are WWE shills or something like that, you're on the wrong channel. There's plenty of places you can go for.
So many lanes, exactly. So many lanes where you can find out the SmackDown reviews and Raw reviews and all that, and have guys, with their laptops sitting in a bar that's empty.
Exactly. Yeah, dude.
Or driving in their Ferrari down down the road.
When I was
their
sitting in my,
podcast.
when I was laying in my hospital bed last night looking through YouTube, I found about 40 different podcasts that had 22 listeners reviewing SmackDown as it happened.
Yeah.
If you want that coverage, it's out there. We're never going to be that coverage. We will cover big events because people want us to, but when we do, I think I'd say we're about 50-50 on WWE, and we're probably more 75-25 on AEW in terms of when we actually watch the product, what we're saying, what we like, what we don't like. But it's really not that much of a difference. You know, so, you know, but whatever. Hey, have fun. You know, enjoy. If you have fun coming to our chat and hanging out and calling us WWE marks and trying to challenge us, hey, more power to you, man. We're glad to have you. We appreciate the follow. Okay, so
yes, thank you so much.
We love it.
But you're not going to find out too much about WWE from my account, and so sorry for you. And for those who were trying to get me to go that route, it's just not happening, my friends.
And
fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
I think I've been very, very clear from the beginning of my little journey here on Twitter that most of my actual, like, because my kid doesn't watch AEW, but most of my reactions from WWE are more about the experience I have watching it through him and him enjoying it and that kind of thing,
right?
Than it is through, because like I said, I stopped watching. The only thing that brought me back to watching WWE was him. I didn't watch WWE from 2017 until 2022. I didn't watch 1 second. No, that's not true. I watched WrestleMania every year. I went to St. Louis and watched WrestleMania with my friends. But other than that, I watched AEW for 3 years before I watched WWE, So, take that for what you will. But yeah, I don't know. But we need to get going. It's getting late.
Yes, we do.
Tired. Awful. I'm gonna take a minute. I want to thank you personally, sir. I've been on other podcasts in the past, that. And I had one. I don't know if I told you this story before, but I had one. It wasn't a wrestling podcast, and I won't mention the name. But there was one time that I went to the hospital, and I almost died. I was this was 10, 12 years ago. Passed out in the parking lot, lost a lot of blood. And
you and Death have got what is this, a best 2 out of 3 match?
No, it happens.
Anyway,
about every 4 years it comes about. Every 4 years.
I had to throw that in there.
And I missed the podcast, and I got a nice bouquet of flowers while I was in the hospital, and I was like, oh, that's neat. That's neat that I got that, And I found out about 2 weeks later that the reason I got the bouquet of flowers was because they got together and called every hospital in my area to find out if I was lying about being in the hospital. And when they found out that I wasn't, they felt guilty because they thought that they would tell me that they called. So they sent me flowers to cover their asses.
Nice. I like it. That's something men do.
That's something men do. So I stopped being on that podcast. And I appreciate the fact that when I go into the hospital, instead of getting that happen to me, I get messages from you guys and our listeners that say, we're praying for you. I hope you're doing well. None of them seem upset that I couldn't be at a show one time or angry at me because I couldn't provide them with the entertainment they expected. Instead, they're actually worried about my well-being. And that shows me that we've really developed a community here and not just a fan base. So before we went, I wanted to just kind of say thank you to you and Beard and Marv and Kev and all of our listeners and everyone who sent me well wishes and all the people that hate us and all. No one has, gone that route. And I appreciate it. So I just wanted to get that out there.
I thank you very much, and I'm glad to see that you're back at home and in good spirits.
It was a fun show tonight.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a fun show. I had Alt Jake on on standby just in case you happen to drop dead during the middle of the broadcast. He was ready to go. But no, we were very worried about you, and We're happy to see you back. I got a question for you. When's the next Headlock Headlines?
It'll be hosted by a blue guy and an American.
Yes, exactly.
Doing Norm Macdonald jokes. That's Headlock Headlines. Enjoy, everybody.
But yes, great to have you back. I mean, you're the first name on the fucking ticket here. And I like when I text this, and I'll be like, "Hey, should we do this or do that?" And the first thing he always says, it kind of like pisses me off. He goes, "Hey, dude, it's your channel. It's your show."
Dude, it is. I don't like being the boss. I don't like being that guy. I like
you're not the boss.
I know.
Neither am I. All right, you fucker.
I like being the guy who supports the guy. That's my place. That's where I belong.
There you go.
You know,
he wants to be the guy in the third row, folks.
I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm Jonah Hill. Okay, that's me. So Moneyball reference.
Yeah, there you go. There you have it.
So,
but yes, so thankful to have you here, and so thankful to the audience. Again, you guys could be anywhere on the planet. You could be resting your head on a pillow, sleeping right now, in which we lull you to sleep with our podcast. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. Do you have anything to promote? Because I know I do.
I think we're going to be talking about the same thing, which is our show with Jake on Tuesday. We're going to be hanging out over on the Toonie Talk Wrestling Network. Not network, it's not a network. Channel. And we're going to be covering the NXT special this week. Jake's going to come on. He normally does it for his channel, which is all Jake takes on, but he's going to be gracing us with his presence this coming week, and probably a little bit more often coming up. So we want to give a big shout out to him and thank him, and we will see you all on Tuesday, and then we'll also see you next week. But Awful, why don't you finish this up?
Let me spend 45 seconds and just saying that those who know about the fifth wall bullshit that we've been going through on X with particular people, we have outlasted them. We've left them in 2025. I hope they're listening. I hope to God they're listening. And I just want to say that you got it wrong, Dopey. It was never a thing having to do with the cancellation of Toonie Town Wrestling. See, you had always talked about Toonie Town, but not Toonie Talk Wrestling. That's what I meant to say. So Toonie Talk Wrestling is alive and well, and will continue to be so. And we will talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And that's just that. But anyway, you can check us out. Check me out on.
Let me throw something in there. Can I throw something in, just a little bit in there?
Sure.
If they are listening, I hope they figure out whatever they need to figure out, man. Because
yeah, dude,
you know, there was a time. There's a time, man.
The intake on the meds.
Yeah, I hope.
And it's a funny thing because he's still a good guy. They're still good people. I saw that other people were trying to get roped into the nonsense, but it just didn't work. We gave them no oxygen, and I want to high five this, and I want to high five Beard and Marv and Kev for doing exactly what we knew was going to happen. You know, you ignore it, and the problem just fucking goes away. And no matter how bad the problem wants to come back or tries to make some sort of attention-seeking type of event happening, it's just not going to work because we're above it. But we just want to let you know that we are still here and we're not going anywhere. And despite my timetable running short, I'll still be here as well. But thank you all for tuning in. You can check out my Awful Jeopardy show. That's on YouTube. Please check it out. It was the contestants were Chris Connor from Last Call, DJ from Rock and Ropes, and Alt Jake from Alt Jake Takes On.
Shout out DJ.
And
shout out DJ.
Shout out DJ. Corny fan.
I think DJ's a really good guy. I really do.
Not to mention, he's very fucking knowledgeable for such a young guy.
Yes, he's.
Okay.
He's a good guy, and there was some unfortunate stuff, you know, that makes it so we can't really kind of hang out as much as we'd like to, but I do like DJ a lot, and I think he's a good guy. So.
Right. And shout out to all those who support us. Shout out to all those who don't support us. Doesn't really matter. We're going to keep doing our thing. We're going to keep our heads down and keep our what do they say? Keep ourselves in the right lane. We're not going to really do anything.
Keep our feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
There you have it. There you go.
R.I.P.
So with that being said, for our boy Akadis and Neckbeard, shout out to him. While he is a writer on the show, he's very inspirational in us continuing this work, and you guys are as well. And I can't wait to show you what the super chats have given to us as far as like making this show a lot better. As you can see, my ugly face is on the screen. And it's because of you guys that we're going to be doing things like this, making the appearance look a little different, hopefully some higher quality. We're gonna get there, folks, and you're gonna come along with us. But I know I'm dragging on. So with that being said, for this, I'm Awful Wrestling. We wish you guys a very, very great week ahead. Peace out, y'all. We'll see you later.